started.
Your repurposed freighter drifts through space.
Okay.
As you stare out at the star-flecked void, another ship comes in. Wait, is this sci-fi? I thought we agreed on a World War II campaign. Oh. Did we? That's cool. I can pivot. The smell of smoke curdles in your nostrils. Hold up, I thought we were prepping for a zombie apocalypse campaign. Alright, here's what we're doing. It's the year 3700. Humanity's elite fled to other planets long ago, taking with them all forms of advanced technology. Earth survivors scrape by with historic tools as weird phenomena plague abandoned nuclear sites. Witnesses report seeing glowing lights and the dead rising from their graves. And amidst the chaos, 3 strangers will meet in a dim bar. A veteran zombie slayer, a disgraced general out for revenge, and a space mercenary sent to investigate the power plants. Now describe your characters.
Thanks, Lando.
How did you do that?
Awesome,
I have the
man.
right tools for the job.
Sparkles Mandy, good to see you. This is our 300th Legends and Lore, everyone. So enjoy. Dragger here, Team Chris. Number 300 coming. And this will be, there'll be a link for everyone for this free download of Grimoire 5. Great articles. Even Roger Moore's got an article in here. It's awesome. All shoutouts are done. Comes Anna.
A story.
Hey.
Spoken
Hello.
is ageless.
Yes.
The dungeon.
No, this isn't Gavin. Jeremy, this is Legends and Lore, man. Gavin, we're at 360 this weekend. So, yeah. We're at 360 for Gavin coming up. This will be 300 for Legends and Lore. What's up, John? You're reading up and cheating? You're out here? Well, you're not playing, so for the Baltran speaking, yeah. Note I'm going to make a few minor changes to it. Nothing major. But yeah. I got some terrain, custom terrain coming from Gamescape 3D for it, too. I know, that's alright, dude. Yeah, so combined, that's, you gotta remember, the first 29 episodes of Legends of Lore were not on my channel, so if you take 29 off, 271 plus 360, whatever, 631 episodes of talk show. So. Can't now, Michael. It's too hot, man. I mean, like, even with the air on, it's like, it's so hot in this room, man. You know? It's crazy. It's alright. We're all good. Alright, so we wait for we got Rick, we got Norker, and grab Mike. My God, my brain went off. What button do I hit next? There we go. Speaking of that, make sure this shout out works, because if you saw the fighting, it wasn't fighting, but all the weird discussions going on knighthoods and knight classes, I had to step up for Sunday's Gavin on this because it was going to drive me nuts. Because, you know, I'm the only one that's right. So.
Hello.
What's up? Hello. What's up, Norker? You're going to get your wish on Sunday there, Norker.
Oh, he's still connected. Now I think we can. Now we can hear you. Yeah. Thank you for giving me a chance to read through it. So it's awesome. Yeah.
Say again, Anna.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance to read through it before the show. It's awesome. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. I was able to hear you now that I turned up the volume. Sam is with us.
Yeah,
Sam.
Rick will be here and grab Mike, so.
Oh, before the show, let me show you what I pulled off my shelf earlier.
Uh-oh. Always run the Gramescape one twice. It's short. do you got? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Where'd that come? What year is that from?
This is J. Eric Holmes, as in Holmes Basic Set.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is from 1981.
So he wrote it after he wrote Holmes Basic.
Also, he wrote a book about role-playing games and released it in '81.
Yeah, and there he is with some other famous guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think I've heard about this book, but I've definitely
never seen a copy of it.
So, yeah, exactly. I've never seen a copy, but I heard about it because I've seen that picture and that then the book was referred to.
You can read it on Internet Archive, which we won't shout out about on the show.
Oh, okay.
Anna, you sound muffled.
Me?
Oh,
Anna sounds muffled.
Hang on a second. We'll figure out if we can.
It does. Okay. She froze. Anybody else freeze?
That's way better.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Big improvement. You guys
It-
didn't suffer?
No, but I had lunch or early dinner, but I haven't eaten anything since. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're on the West Coast, right?
Yeah. I have some nuts and some M&Ms that I
What is it,
have
about
carried
4
in.
o'clock there?
Yep.
Yep.
Another packed week. It shows RuneQuest.
Yeah, 1979.
One of the RuneQuest founders was on a channel on YouTube just today talking about how useless alignment is.
RuneQuest has never had alignment.
Right.
Instead, it's cults, right? And in Mithras, gotcha, Sam, they add passions from Pendragon to it as a BRP thing. So, like, your character won't have an alignment, but you might have, like, passion, loyalty to the king, or passion wants to save the village, or passion hates this, enemy X deeply, right? And that can affect gameplay. You can call on it to get a bonus. At times, the GM might say, "Oh, you know what, Sam? You're gonna kind of need to roll against your passion. Hate so and so there to avoid, attacking this guy or insulting him or something." And they're optional. You don't have to take them, right? But there's a benefit to taking them. So
Cool.
it's a different way to handle, instead of alignment, but it still gives you something to hang the RP around that has a mechanical effect.
So, I'm sorry, I got to interrupt there. The CTOs,
Yeah.
whenever in 6-7 years have I ever used raffle for a giveaway?
Never?
No, it's always drawing. Exclamation point drawing, everyone.
It's always drawing.
It's always drawing. Because I want to change it. It's too much.
No.
It's just because of all the shows and stuff, I just keep it the same for the drawing, but the giveaway is different. You like the Arcanist campaign saying? I remember Arcadum. Everyone remember Arcadum? Arcadum was like what? Late 80s? Mid-late 80s?
Are you talking about the Bard game, or was it Bard Games? But yeah, I think it was Bard Games.
It had a big upside
Stephen
down
Michael
pentagram
Secchi
on the cover.
and the other guy. Yeah, it was Stephen Michael Secchi who did Talislanta, and another guy whose name I forget. And they made like an Atlantis setting. There was the Arcanum, and then there was a Lexicon World Guide to Atlantis, and a couple of other things. They also made the Complete Adventure, right?
Yep. All right.
Yep,
So,
I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't own a copy, but I have some Talislanta.
yeah, I've seen it once. All right. So, because it's a 300, I'm going to throw out a hard copy for the giveaway.
Nice.
Hey, Sage, Lena, we'll see you a week from Thursday as well. We're going to announce that in a sec because we're missing two. That's all right. Rick is always
we
late.
live yet?
Rick is like the ever. Of course, we're always live. It's only
Okay.
6:54. We'll come on here. So
Yeah.
why not? Why not? Welcome. Hey, congrats on 300th Legends of Lore. Woo! Yes.
Yeah.
So divide that by 52, and with a couple of outs here and there, in 6+ years. 6+ years. We're gabbing. We're on 360 because I started gabbing almost immediately when I started streaming. We're a little, so gabbing's we only miss like when the Super Bowl is on and stuff like that. So here we're gonna do this hard copy of Return Expedition of the Demon Red Pits. There you go.
Oh, good
Reprint.
one.
There you go. So I know a lot of you don't have this. So there you go, and that'll be the winner tonight. All right. And we'll see what happens on hype trains and things like that. But yes, there's the download for the Grey Grimoire if you want to follow. If you haven't received it yet, Sam just put it in chat. Please feel free to grab it. It is a free publication. This is community-based publication. So let's introduce everyone here. We're short. We got our normal guests, Anna Meyer and GREYHAWK Mike Bridges. Here, we'll put the guests up top. There we go. And we got so. Let's introduce Sam. Welcome back, Samwise.
Hi, how's it going? I'm Samwise. I'm going to be the new editor-in-chief of the Grey Grimoire, taking over for Ewan Norker, starting with the next issue, and currently, editing, contributing, and making sure the website and all the links are up.
Excellent. It's good to hear, man. Really good. We really appreciate it, and and Sam is, if you know, on Canon Discord. Sam you switched from the new canon though. What are you now? Turgeon and what is it? What is it now?
Turgeon of Hamlet.
Oh, okay.
You don't get it, do you?
No, I don't. So
who is Turgeon in Hamlet?
Is he the guy? He's not one of the turncoats?
No, he's the head cleric of the Temple of Cuthbert.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I was thinking, who's the druid?
No, but wasn't that? No, yeah, that maybe it was Turgeon. Yeah.
Okay, but there's more. See, he was recently appointed, and he is a 6th level cleric.
In first edition.
Okay, Jay, what is the level title of a 6th level cleric?
Canon.
And he is recently appointed.
Yes.
That's
really, awesome. Really. Oh my God! Nice job with that.
Yep.
With that BS, man. Oh my God, you got us all. All right. Yeah. So, because you and Curtis were button heads there for a long time, which is fun.
Oh.
But it's all in good fun. So
Curtis and I just do it for the fun of it.
And we got Ewan Cummings, also known as Norker. Welcome, man.
Hi guys. Hi. So I was the editor-in-chief for this zine. I started this one, and I had a plan when Hollian and I started Visions of GREYHAWK. I had a plan to do so many issues, and then I would switch over to somebody. And so now we've done X number of issues, and we're switching over to Sam. I am for this one.
Cool.
So I have 2 active zines for the community.
2 active zines, and Norker Norker, I'll announce it, is joining us for our Luke Gygax program.
Yes. I've got some other projects I'm working on. So
yes.
I'm going to stay active. I'll still be a contributor.
Yeah.
See articles from me and stuff too.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. 55 months. My
Hello.
God. Where is it? Where's it all going? So I'm going to ask a question, Mike. It's off the cuff here. Mike, how did the game go with Mandy? Mandy playing again?
Session 0. It was okay.
It was okay. He just said it was okay.
They survived session 0.
I was glad to see it. She looked very happy in the picture. She looked really happy in the picture.
Yeah. She's happy because she's made a 3-foot-tall tiefling warlock.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The Wonders of freaking 5th edition. All right. There you go. Have fun with that. So excellent. All right. So 300 episodes. We're not doing like a sorry guys. We're not doing a star-studded bring in all the legends thing. Let's just have fun with this new Grey Grimoire Volume 5. Because there's going to be some wonderful articles in it. We're going to go over it. That's what we're going to do. So quick announcements. This was not up and just found this out that we're doing. Let me go over here. I'm not going to go through the entire schedule. Here comes Rick. All right, so we're good there. Combo it up. Thank you. As people are rolling in still. There we go. Put Rick up top as well. My first foray into a new style of, it's on Thursday nights, just for a couple weeks. I'm doing what's called the Old School GREYHAWK 1A2E Academy, where and a lot of this I do on Saturdays as it is, but we're going to do this starting next Thursday, July 3rd, where I have a couple veterans, and then I try to make half the group have only a couple adventures. Rogue Chick and Sage have only played one time. So I'm going to try and bring in new people into the community, and we're going to do that like for on some Thursdays where a lot of my guys can't make it because of holidays or whatever. So yeah, so that's coming up next Thursday. So there you go. Plus our 24-hour streams 2 days after that. Yes, I am a glutton for punishment. Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end. All right. So, Grey Grimoire. Hey, what's up, Rick? Want to introduce yourself?
Hello.
I am Rick, pretty much, if you don't know me. I also go by DeCarthan. Do a lot of fun stuff like the Magic Item Compendium, Veil of the Mage, Grey Grimoire, did Or's Journal. I'm kind of all over the place, so...
You are.
If
You
it's
are
Grey-
all over
yeah,
the
if it's
frickin'
GREYHAWK,
place.
you've
Oh,
run into
Mandy,
me
thank
one
you.
way or another.
It's a great community. So let's have fun with this, please. Every like 5 minutes, Sam, just throw up the download link so that we can make sure we get everyone involved, and yep. And like I said, giveaway tonight. We're gonna do courtesy of Kenny Gamer always sends me stuff. Hard copy Demon Red Pits, which is a GREYHAWK adventure, right? It originally was. I don't know about the return, but I just dropped something on the floor. But Q1's GREYHAWK all the way. Because you have to go in through D3, right? Let me put this on top. By the way, I got this too. I got the hardback, and this is OSE version, leather bound. Just got that from a Kickstarter from Necromancer Frog God Games. So, cool. All sorts of fun things coming in. Alrighty. Hey, Greg, good to see you. Let's keep this rolling. Let's keep the hype train rolling here. Get us going. All right, I'm trying to get comfortable. Hips bother me. The operated on one. All right. Guess we'll just start it off with. So, Nork, are you glad to be handing this off?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, but I'm very busy with other writing. I'm starting to sell fiction. I'm, got a lot of editing that I'm doing for people. And so it was time.
Oh, he zonked out.
For a
It
second,
over, but I
yeah.
wanted to make sure it went into the right hand. Come on to replace Lee, and Samwise has been working with me from the start, so that was an easy pick.
All right, cool. Very, very cool, man. Good to hear it. It's tough to move on, I guess, sometimes, but I guess if you got other things going on.
I'll keep my hand in a little. Sometimes I'll still maybe help edit an article if requested, or I'll work with an author. I'll contribute some short pieces of my own. I'm not going to just dip out entirely.
Right.
But Sam's in charge now. It's his zine, so the look there'll probably be some changes. You can talk to him about.
So it's going to be all about Keelland.
Yeah, yeah. The Keelland
And
Journal.
heresy.
Yeah, and heresy.
That's okay. That's fun. That's great. No, the first 4 issues have been fantastic. We'll see about the 5th here as we go through it.
I think you'll be impressed.
Yeah, I think so too. So, other than that, anything before we start going through this that any of you want to discuss or bring up? Oh, look at that, man! Wow, that was a real weird starboard. I don't know how the combo thing works, everyone, but I got it. I'm one of the ones that got early access to it, so I'm just letting it go. I got all these things bouncing all over the screen. Just have fun with it, So just I don't know. You just press buttons and I don't know. So. Thanks
It's Twitch. No one knows. Yeah.
Exactly. But people are enjoying it. So, yeah. Anyone want to bring up anything like you guys are proud of this, or wow, this was a tough one to get together? Or
I can just say that you all should be proud of it.
Okay.
It's good.
Mike, you got your copy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. So we're all good.
I'm ridiculously happy to have this issue out. Yeah, I mean, it is a transition in a sense because of real life affecting it. So this is winds up sort of a real transition between you and me, and from Lee to Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really happy to see it out. And of course, I'm ridiculously thrilled to have an article by Roger in the issue.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Roger Moore's a legend. So if you all don't know who Roger Moore is, if you're younger or new to the community, Roger Moore did a lot in Dragon magazines
He
early
was the
on.
editor-in-chief for years.
Editor-in-chief.
Yeah.
Articles galore. I think Dragon
Rise of My
60.
Human Gods.
Dragon 60 is one of the best of all time. It's almost all Roger Moore articles in it. So the
Mhm.
Elves one. It's
Yep.
got the
Return
You've
of
Been
the
Had, the Jesters in there, all sorts of crazy stuff. He did the article on, he did the Baba Yaga's Hut in Dragon Magazine. He did the article on the Dragon Orbs of Dragonkind, all Two-Fisted Fighting, all sorts of stuff. A ton of articles. Plus, did Return of the Eight, and also the GREYHAWK 2.5 book. So he's been around it. Plus, he was that's different. That's a different one. That's a different person. That's yes. Okay.
Oh, James Bond.
Bond. Yes. Okay. So let's have some fun with this tonight and start off with cover art. What do we got here? How did cover art come about, guys?
That one was Lee.
Oh yeah,
Lee found that cover art. His layouts, I tried to keep them as same as what they were for the most part, and I just went and upgraded it. So I just upgraded it a little because like, okay, well, we can add a little splash here.
Yeah,
add some
it's
pictures
probably
here.
stock art from an artist.
Yeah, that's a stock art picture, but
that's good.
that is from a digital artist.
Good.
I don't have my copy in front of me right now because
I
I kind
will
of just
comment.
got everything.
Yes, Mike.
I will comment the cover art's palette and style reminds me of Planescape.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%, man. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah. I suppose that's one thing I'll put in here. My artistic ability, my ability to do any kind of layout stuff is less than zero. So I am so happy that Rick's going to be in charge of it. It's like completely delegated. We do have a couple of people like Troy. Roger provided all the art for his articles.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes.
he actually
wow.
sent art in with it.
Oh, that's great.
You'll see why.
And yeah, but beyond that, yeah, Rick's like, yep, nope, Rick, do the art, do the layout. Just like Lee was doing it. I love Lee's art. His art on my articles in Visions and the earlier seasons of Grimoire, just wonderful.
Oh,
so I have full confidence in Rick for that.
Okay. And it looks like we got a fair number of articles in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
we should.
Yep.
We should
10?
probably put oh, sorry, Jay.
Go ahead, man.
We should put a shout out to somebody who's not here with us today because I don't think he's ever been on the show, but Gary Francisco, who's been a longtime assistant editor, been a huge help in just the mechanics of putting stuff together, editing articles. And he never gets on the show, so I always want to mention him so that people don't forget him. His name's on the credits, but
what's his name in Discord?
I think he's is he Hedge Knight in Discord? I believe he's Hedge Knight.
Is he on Twitch at all? I've never seen.
I don't know that he does a lot of online gaming. Okay. He used to work for Right Publishing, if you remember those guys.
Okay. So the cover of this part, Grand Failure, an artist that does work on Adobe StarkArc. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. Actually, his artwork was used in several other of the Great Grimoires as well. I went and looked it up, and I'm like, who is this guy? So,
excellent.
Okay. He's done the cover art before. Okay, we're keeping him.
Excellent. Fantastic.
And I put a link to pretty much everyone who has a website into the art section. So you can actually go and look at their portfolios and kind of get a good gauge on where these artists are coming from. Some of them have their own private web pages. A lot of them are actually posting their stuff on Adobe Stockdale now. A lot of people are putting their stuff on there just to get it out and get it sold. So that's kind of what. Yeah, so we're trying to make sure that they get.
Everyone's worried about AI and stuff, and that's why might as well get it sold on the stock as a stock item.
And
exactly.
Rick is good at spotting AI material. Like he'll go through what Rick, you were telling me, you go through the artist portfolio, right, and look to see if there are there are a lot of different pieces here. It's not just variations on one picture. He has a lot of different original looking material. Okay,
Sam
this guy's
tired.
legit.
Sam.
It's hot. It's hot out here on the east. Well, you're on the East Coast.
Yeah, I
you're in
am.
the basement with AC, right?
I'm not in the basement. I'm up on the second floor. This is basement's gaming, second floor talk shows.
Okay. So I've got the AC on. Sam doesn't have any, so you guys think good thoughts for him.
Yeah, they're posting on Adobe, right? What's it called? Adobe Stock Art.
Adobe Stock. It's Adobe Stock Art.
Yeah. So if you click, for example, let's click on Grand Failure here.
It's linked in the PDF.
Yep.
Yep.
So it takes us right to it.
Linked
Adobe Stock. You see that? And that's all his art.
Yeah.
Keep going. Tons of stuff in there.
I love that. I love that picture.
Throw some business his way if somebody's putting together a commercial project, guys. He's a good artist.
Very cool.
DeviantArt has its issues, Sage and Eggs. A lot of people are pulling their stuff off because of AI issues. Same thing with ArtStation. In fact, I had to send a message out to one of this issue's artists because she pulled everything off of her ArtStation, and there might be a later version of this if she says, hey, it was okay before, but since I pulled ArtStation, I might have to change a piece later. So we'll find out.
Well, there you go. So it sounds like Adobe Stock Art is safe, and more people are gravitating toward it. So very, very cool. That's awesome to see.
It's safe if you know what you're looking for. That's the key thing.
Okay.
Look for permutations of the same image repeated over and over and over. If you see a lot of that and they don't have any variation, like this guy, if you look at it, he's got a variation. There's a ton of different stuff in here, different subjects, different things.
Right.
He might be using some Adobe. He might be using a little bit of AI here and there, but he's using a ton of Photoshop. I can tell you that.
Okay.
Yeah. He's using digital.
This is another cover. This is another cover right here.
That's what when I was telling you.
Yeah, that was another cover.
That's why I was like making sure I gravitated.
Wow.
Towards that.
Yeah.
Solid stuff.
It mostly works Rethix, so I appreciate that. All the way. Thanks, man, for that resub all the way from Sweden there. What are you almost 6 years, aren't you? You're close.
Yeah.
Real close
Hello.
to that. Yeah, it's good. It's good to see you, man. So it's good to see everyone here, and 71-month subscriber. Wow, man. Okay. Let me go back here. Oh, you know what? I knew that was going to happen with the link. It brought me back. Let me bring up the final. Bring up the copy again. I knew that was going to happen.
There you go.
All right. So forward, we're back from hiatus. Assistant being a fan, one is editor-in-chief. I'd like to acknowledge all our staff, contributors, and supporters. Special mention of Lee. Oh, by the way, Lee is going to be doing the layout for also our Luke project, right? So it sounds like Luke got him involved. We got Sam Weiss, Gray, Francisco, Rick Miller, Troy, Gary, Julian, and David Big Neck Shepherd. So very cool. Awesome. Lots of interior art people. I see William Henry Dvorak's on here. You got a lot of you call them editors instead of readers. I like that. Layout and design.
We still have editors. It's just the readers. It's just more of a laid back version of it, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
Yeah, the readers read the article, make some comments, provide some suggestions. We're not expecting them to do a copy edit. If they want to, they can. Right, and some of them do, and that's how we get people promoted to assistant editor. We watch, see if you do a little extra. You ask for more articles. Soon you find yourself with another job.
So, I like these Henway's Magnificent Menagerie. None of you, any of the newer people, know who Lord Henway is. Let's see. We'll get a little education here. Lord Henway. Okay. I know some of the legends do. Lord Henway is in Greyhawk City, and he has basically a zoo. He calls it a menagerie there, and always stuff is escaping or getting stolen. So there's a ton of adventures. Even in Expeditions Ruins of Greyhawk, stuff gets stolen. So that's Lord Henway, and that's where this Henway's Magnificent Menagerie comes from. So Troy has first one, Ecology of the Darkened Depths Eel. As Troy does waterbound stuff, which is cool. So let's take a look at this thing.
That version of Henway's a little slimmer than usual, but
but you know
the attire and the facial structure and everything was perfect. So I'm like, maybe it's a younger version.
Yeah,
maybe he's on the Greyhawk Slim Fast. Who knows?
It's okay, or maybe. maybe he's got parasitic infection.
He's got eels.
Yeah. All right. So this is a demon. Yes. All right. 89th level of the Abyss. So a horrific blend of abyssal terror and deep sea nightmare. This is something Anna would use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Long-bearded guy body is covered in scales that absorb light. Oh, that's neat.
It's one of the cool ones, but actually I like the next one that is later in the issue from Troy. I like that one better than this one. This is good, but the other one is fantastic. Yeah,
and
cunning predator.
The layout. We did some changes to the layout. I wanted to make it a little bit more readable, so hopefully it is.
It is readable.
And, I increased the kerning, increased the font one size. I wanted it to just pop right off that page is what I was
trying to maximize it.
And I like that the stat blocks for 5th edition 5.5 and then you have 1st, 2nd edition and CNC. So it's great.
Troy is great at that.
He is very good at that. And we aim to articles can be for a single edition, that's fine. But we always like it when they're multi-static. That's fun too.
Yep.
And since I know the most about the stat blocks, I go in and I do all the cleanup of the stat blocks and make sure that they're all kosher and that all the stats look uniform with more what you'd find out of the 5th edition books and get that kind of feel. So if there are new players, they're like, oh, I know what this is. That's a stat block. Use that. Okay, have at it.
An apex predator within its chosen lair. Its demonic nature allows it to command lesser aquatic creatures such as sea devils. Such as frickin' really, wow! It could command the holy jeez. That's
the Sahagian.
The Sahagian. However, probably the number one mispronounced name of all time. No one knows how to pronounce it. Sahagin, Sahagwin, Sagun.
Spanish.
Yeah. No one knows how to pronounce it, and I never make mistakes. Sorry. Yeah.
My players just call them saggy devils.
Saggy devils. Yeah. So here's oh man, I better not go there. I almost. Did the Sea Devils? These Sea Devils? You think they're taken from the Doctor Who with John Pertwee, right? That third Doctor, he had the Sea Devils.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
Barely seen Doctor Who.
Everything is content.
Yeah. Sahu Agin. Yeah, it could be. All right. So Aquatic also reported that fiendish eels in the depths below the jungle wall ships. That makes sense. So here's the 5th edition stat block.
Yep. There's a nice little picture of the monster that Troy provided.
Yeah, that's Dan Smith. Yeah, that's a Dan Smith art. Yeah.
I'm a fan of black and white.
Yep.
Me too. Especially for this, because it's like deep underwater and
you can make it blue and white or blue and gray.
That would work too.
Wow, it's got 50% magic resistance, I guess, because it's abyssal.
I did think of like a turquoise, actually, Anna. I thought like a turquoise would pop right out too.
Yeah,
that would work too.
Yeah. Steve Marsh created a saga when he said to pronounce it in an interview. Cool. Yeah, but I'm wondering though. It's good to see it back, man. I'm wondering if that's where he got the idea from. So because that was early. That was pre-Baker. A lot of storylines with them. So in that like late '60s, early '70s. I'm showing how old I am. Our 1st edition stat block. What's a hit die 10? And then Castles and Crusades stat block. Why CNC was added and not Shadow Dark?
That'll come. Shadow Dark's going to get support too, I'm sure. Especially as we get people who are, it's not a complicated system. As we get people who are familiar with
that's great that it's in there. That's fantastic. Yeah. I was just curious because I know Troy's doing a lot of publication with Shadow Dark.
Yeah.
I was just
sometimes.
This was I think we got this like 6 months ago at least.
Oh,
because of the delay. Like now, we can probably include Shadow Dark.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of or along with, No,
that's
more Shadow Dark material. We'll have it going forward.
We've
always supported OSR systems and other. The zine is a GREYHAWK zine, not a D&D zine.
Yeah, but sometimes it can be even harder to translate to very simple rule system because then it becomes even trickier what to include and what not to, what to discard of a cool monster with the advanced abilities, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk too much there, Jay.
So there's a mistake here. Valmoku just told me, and it says Dark in Depth spell, not eel.
Oh, little typo. Well,
that's an easy
fix. That's an easy fix. Yep.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
I didn't. Yes. So.
Yep.
No Daggerheart, please. We don't want to give them any. Yeah.
No. Sorry, I just don't know the system. I mean, it's new. I don't know it. You know, I'm learning 5th, and I know all the older editions of the game. 3rd, AD&D, you know, basic, right for all of those.
That's all good. People can supply whatever they want. I'm just kidding.
Pathfinder.
While you guys are talking, I'm actually opening the file to fix that.
Yeah, we'll fix it, and then we'll put the new download up, like in real time. So easy. Thank you, guys. You know what the joke is, Jay, right? You know how to edit something? You edit it again, and you have somebody else read it. You pay a professional to copy edit, then you publish it, and that's when you find out about the errors.
Oh yeah, then on page 1 there is like one glaring error that everybody missed. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, the eel. I would use this in an encounter for sure. And my underwater games are often kind of horror themed, which is probably that Call of Cthulhu influence on me. Have you run very many underwater adventures, Jay?
No, because
they're scared of the water. They're scared.
No,
of the water
like you see what I run. I normally run ship to ship combat, or I run ship on the coastline with a really nice big, lighthouse and stuff. And then there's usually drowned ones coming out of the water, like Mike does all the time too, and stuff. But I'm not running it underneath that much because my guys are not
set up for it.
They're not into that much. Plus, it's hard to visualize that on a tabletop. So what's up, Bill? But it's all good. It's just we haven't gone there. But that doesn't mean you can't run that. It says it breathes air. It can attack ships.
Put your miniatures in an aquarium, Jay. Watch Jay go into shock. No, no.
First off,
no.
So you know what? You said that, and I have to respond.
See jokes.
Yes, I am sorry, but we always have to. We always have to respond with no, just no emote. There you go. So. Was that Mike?
Something scary I see about this eel is 3 times a day it can cast water breathing.
Yes.
Now, it can control things that already breathe water. So what is it doing? Is it casting water breathing on the party?
No, allies.
And then
that's how I read it.
Luring them into the water.
Maybe it wants to toy with them.
Yeah,
and then take it away when they're.
Once
they're underwater.
No, it can't. Once it casts it can't just turn it off. That's not part of the spell.
Okay. Well.
But it will eventually run out.
If you cast
it, will eventually run out.
Yeah, you can end the spell all at any time.
What? No.
Depending on edition, right?
Yeah.
Depending on edition.
First edition, you can't. For 1e2, you can't.
First edition would have a duration. It would have a
duration. Like even if the caster's dead, it still stays on. Absolutely.
I'm just saying that's an interesting use of manipulation there.
Yeah.
With concentration spells, it's different.
I would say that depends on what type of if it's instantaneous or whatever. But if it has a duration, you can kill it, so to speak. Not necessarily easy, but depending on
what the spell.
If it has concentration, you can kill it by stop concentrating. But otherwise,
well, that's 5th edition, right? So,
Well, some 3rd spells. That's the thing. The monsters will change a little bit between editions, and I think what you want to go for
that's all good.
Something that fulfills the same role and works basically the same way and models the powers fairly closely. But it's more important that it work the same way than it be exactly the same on the stat block, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, this is cool. Excellent.
Already fixed, by the way, guys.
Oh, good.
I'll wait till the end of the show before I change anything else.
All right, this has got me curious. So you got Paul Luby in here too. My gosh.
Oh, this is a good one.
Holy jeez, it was Sam. So hopefully Sam didn't.
This is an interesting thing. We were sitting in the Cannon Fire chat, and somebody asked about the development of the common tongue and whether there were other common languages in other parts of the Flanays. And I started rambling, and Paul started rambling. And unusually, for several things for us, we agreed on everything. finishing each other's sentences sometimes, or just what he said and add this point, what he just said and add this point.
Stars aligned.
And now do you have like 6 pages in here?
Well, and what happened is somebody said, would you put this in an article?
Yep.
And I said, well, I just really have notes on it. Paul, will you be willing to work on it? He said yes. I wrote the first outline, and by the time we were finished, Paul, between what he wrote, filling in, and editing and fixing a lot of stuff I had written, he's responsible for over 2/3 of this.
Oh, it's cool. It's a lot of great stuff in here.
So that's why he's got like the top credit there. This is really heavily his article with a little bit of input from me almost.
So for those of you that don't know, new people, this is 300 plus years before the actual campaign begins. 576 is supposedly the beginning point.
This is just after the late stage to after the migration kind of. Yeah.
Put the link back in chat, please, everyone.
Yeah, so this is
free for everyone.
A complicated. It is a historical. The way we actually did it. Originally wrote it like a week or so after you did the show on the historical campaigns.
Right. Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
So it is a historical campaign. It takes place around 300 CY, and if you look over everything and you start, it takes place from 100 to 300 CY, and if you go through all the histories, you find this wonderful convergence. The Great Kingdom has just expanded and taken Ferron. While no more dates are given, Zeef has almost certainly expanded to the point of where modern-day Kent is. Keelan has taken the Grand March. And so you have these 3 great empires all prepared to meet at the Fowl's Gap.
Is there a map of that in here, or do I need to bring up Anna's map to show everyone?
You would have to bring up her map.
Let me do that real quick.
Since we've got this up at the same time, that little falls that are in the back there.
Yep.
Anna, that's a fun little thing for you. Also, it's a little Easter egg fun thing. They call it the Falls Gap. It's a valley, essentially right in between some heavy hills and such like that. And I just thought, well, why not have waterfalls?
Oh, there's plenty of waterfalls there. So when we get when I get to that in detail, it will be. I'm training on myself on waterfalls right now. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just saw that, and I'm like, I figured you'd love
that. Right at Falford, right here, right?
Yeah. Yes.
No,
that's a little more to the left. Go a little more to the left.
Go left, and then zoom out a bit.
There we go. Right.
Yeah, there you have it. I designed that there's a lot of detail, so to speak, and I think you nailed this one brilliantly in the article. Is that there in the beginning you had the going north, the Worm's Tail Pass was the first one over, and then they developed the one you go from Thornwood north on that little river that goes from Thornwood north. That was the first pass, and then they opened up the Rafa Road much later, which I think it's super cool. And I put that in there because that was my theory too. So it's so cool to see that in the articles. When I saw the article, it was like, yes, that's exactly how I assumed it, because I simply assumed that first you don't go through the Bramblewood 100 miles of forest, you go around it. So that's how I envisioned it at first.
Yeah, that's the main gap there between the Yates Hills and the Barrier Peaks. After you've gotten around the Bramblewood, and yes, I was going to add it. The Rick using it as the falls, the waterfalls gap. That's sort of like a late, almost a last minute addition. If we'd had that earlier, we probably would have slipped something like that into the story.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
So you have 3 empires meeting here, and the title of the Great Game comes from the real world history, when England and Russia were essentially trying to figure out who was going to control the area of modern-day Persia, Afghanistan, and Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
They had a really big political imperial expansion conflict.
Mm-hmm. Helmand Pass
that they called the Great Game over who was going to dominate the various parts of the region.
Yep. Punjabi and Helmand Pass and stuff in Punjab.
Yep, all that. And so this is the Great Game. The rivalry between Theron, Keeland, and Zeef.
Yeah, Thornwood is like Peshawar in the real world. So yeah,
and so you have a. The other thing is, at the time they're all getting there, the last remnants of Vecna's cultists are the main inhabitants of the area.
Really?
It's so it's so cool. It's at such an awesome, really interesting period in the setting, historic period. So,
they'd still be there'd be some Iridians that mixed in with them, and Paul actually details all sorts of this stuff. He added that, and as I was going through this, there was a last minute concept I've dropped in, that when the people who inhabit the Velvediva Valley, the Volandi or the Val, the Ferrandi, what if they came by going through Perrinland? Because the Bramblewood, this is something I covered in a previous issue. The Bramblewood is nasty. Migrating through the Bramblewood, migrating through the Banner Hills is not going to be easy. And if you clear it, but then you're not constantly using it, it's going to close up. So the last Iridians, they very well might have come into Ket, gone up into Perrinland, gotten their butts kicked by the Flan in Perrinland, and then exited going down the Velvediva River.
Okay.
And then coming into Voluna Furiundi.
Right. Coming through High Folk.
Right. And it's like down that way. And again, this explains, why they were not so prepared when the Erdi showed back up.
Interesting concept, man.
Right. So you have three people, they're all coming here. And the thing is, this is the trade routes going into passes in and out of Perrinland is going to be bad. I mean, the Bramblewood is bad, but going in and out of two passes that are closed probably half the year for winter. So whoever controls the Falls Gap is going to be able to tax all that trade. They're also going to have a really big advantage in invading anybody on the other side.
How many times? And I'm sorry to get off on a tangent, but Thornwood changed hands 3 times during Living Greyhawk?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And like I say, so again, you're looking at the history, you have a 200-year period where nobody claims Bissell. Theron never expands there. Zeef never expands there. Kia never expands there until the year 300, after the Brazen Horde comes in, after Keelan kicks the Brazen Horde out and is found Thornwood. So what happened during those 200 years? I'm sure there was a lot of rivalry, a lot of dirty tricks, a lot of politics, a lot of trade wars. And so the article's all about all this weird stuff that can go on, all this fun stuff that can go on.
Yeah, and that's ever since I did the Hateful Wars preludes and all in the 24-hour stream, I'm into this historical campaigning.
Yes.
So, and this is good because it's not like what's going on during Living Greyhawk era where everyone's been maxing out and it's just like, oh my God, this is back in the old days. You can have some fun.
Well,
with
the Living Greyhawk was so concentrated on mechanics and stuff.
Right.
This is history and fluff.
Right, which is cool.
So,
which is cool. But you could do a couple series of from either any of the 3 sides, which is really cool.
Yes. Yeah. That was the thing. We wrote it from 3 points of view.
Right.
Yep.
And I led on Keeland. Paul led on Theron, and we both mixed it up with Zeef.
Okay.
Sorry, Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, and the thing is, after we get through all the background, we do get to some not quite mechanical stuff.
Time, yeah.
But we do get, yes, this is 300 to 500 years ago.
Yeah.
There's no plate armor. Okay. These are the languages developing. We do. There's a whole section where I'm explaining. Okay, in fact, it is quite conceivable that you have multiple common languages developing. Fred created the Osfarad dialect of Baklunish in his Living Greyhawk Journal article on Zeef. We know that Kiowish exists. We know that Common exists. How did these develop? What was what are their preferences? And yes, in the real world, even when common, and this is one of the things, sort of a little thing, little trivia thing, common, Koine Greek, which I'm probably mispronouncing horribly, literally means the common dialect of Greek.
Yep.
At the time, that was the common tongue of the Greek Mediterranean world. Aramaic was the common tongue of the Levant, of Mesopotamia into Israel, that whole region. And then, even while they are still thriving, Rome comes along, takes over, and Latin becomes the common tongue.
Yeah. And then the Islam came, and then Arabic became the common tongue.
Right.
So
people change languages.
Yeah.
And it's the same people with additions come in and intermarry.
Yep.
But there's continuity. And you see that in the world of Greyhawk. And Sam and Paul really bring that sense of a fantasy world with a believable real history that Gygax establishes.
So are you saying Common started here?
Well, actually, one of the things we discuss is Common started probably between -300 and -500 common year during the time the Iridians migrated across the Backlunish Basin.
It was the merger of the different. They needed some way to communicate because they were meeting a lot of new people. That's how new languages come in the real world.
I thought there was a little bit of Sul in on Common too.
No, it's supposed to be the dialect of Old Iridian spoken in the Great Kingdom and ancient Backlunish.
Okay.
And
you might have a couple words that snuck in, but that's about it.
Okay. That can also make sense, because if you're really proud of your heritage, you don't mix it with others. It makes sense that they kept their own language longer, and the Flan and the Iridian were more keen on merging theirs, so to speak. So that's
interesting.
Common probably developed then, and mostly, I mean, the thing is, there were still a lot of Iridians living in the Backlunish lands.
Yeah.
And it probably fell out of, to a degree, fell out of use. But then all of a sudden, here's the Great Kingdom back.
Right.
And you've got all these Zilchin traders out of Divers trying to trade with the Backlunish.
Yep.
And, okay, well, the Sul and the Backlunish have lingering memories, even, several hundred years later. So where's the trade tongue going to develop? Between the Great Kingdom traders speaking Erdi and the Backlunish. The Common will redevelop, in a sense.
Okay.
And there it is. This would be where Common developed. This is where it was born, and because it's trade tongue, it's going to spread backwards. It's going to spread backwards everywhere.
Okay. Yep.
And then the Keelanders are Sul Iridian, so.
Yeah, it's like a Creole of Sul and Old Iridian, right?
And something else. This is sort of a deep trivia dive.
Yeah.
The language tables in the goal box come from an article in Dragon 52 written by Len Lakofka.
Len Lakofka, yeah.
And if you check out those old tables, you will note that Common is spoken very commonly in most of the Backlunish countries.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's
per Len, because a lot of times Len did things that were different than what Gary wanted, but Len did it anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's interesting that it wasn't edited in that issue of Dragon, and it was only slightly altered in
right. Because if you edited Len's stuff, we know what happened, right, Anna? He would go berserk, like he did for the 25th anniversary for Deep Dwarven Delve. So yes. Yeah, but that's why.
He's not the only one. It happened back then, because you have to remember that resources were scarce and column inches were precious. Yeah. So a lot of things got cut and disappeared and got altered and shortened and stuff.
Also, the way you say, Jay, we both started with the folio.
Yeah,
and all the stuff that wasn't in the folio that we filled in. Well,
it's Dragon.
I happen to have that issue of Dragon, among others, and that's how I started filling in my development of the language of the setting.
Come on, you know how cool, like the entirety of the Winchester clan all speak Keelandish still, because they want to keep that dialect, right? Screw the commoner. They know Common as well, but they speak Keelandish amongst themselves, because it's because you want that you want your own dialect to be kept if you can. I saw you mention Volandi in here too a little bit.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, Volandi would replace Common as the common language of the Velverdiva.
Right, around Voluna and even running maybe in Furiandi.
Well, it's supposed to be on the border, the border of along the river between Voluna and Furiandi.
Yeah.
I suspect it probably is even further, going all the way to the Shieldlands.
Shieldlanders are so pretentious, though.
Well, right, going all the way there.
But that came later. The early Shieldlanders were probably different. Well, they were not Shieldlanders. They were just Iridian settlers and stuff.
Shieldland
identity, exactly. Shieldland identity came much later, so to speak.
Yeah, this is a
like American identity. It needs to be earned and conquered.
Let's talk about American identity. There's a difference between being an Ohioan and being someone from Tennessee in the 1810s or 20s. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That they also emerged. Like all identities in the world, they come from somewhere and then they slowly emerge and evolve and change and merge and mix. And
so you got some pretty good themes and hooks here.
Yeah, I love it. It's fantastic. It's so cool, and I also love these little historical. You get like the dates and stuff. That's awesome.
Well, I do timelines. I do huge, massive timelines. Paul put in a bit, and I'm like, "You think we should have a timeline?" Yeah,
of course.
Okay, well, here's a bunch more stuff from mine that would fit in here. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's why we wound up with a couple of, some of those are bold and italic, some are just bold.
That was another little neat trick.
The cup and talisman of Alec Barr are stolen. Huh.
Yes. Yep. Yes. Again, some of this stuff comes from Fred's article.
Right.
Which is, of course, based on the core lore in the DMG1. And yes, it's all the stuff, the front hook. A lot of those are Paul. One of my big contributions was for Keeland that the Backlunish introduced certain recreational substances, which provoked the slumbering in Keeland.
Yeah, we should. Someone should write an article about the history of that in.
Right. Yes, it provoked the decadence in Keeland, the slumbering in Keeland.
That's funny.
The Catharans, of course, rejected that in Voluna and Furiandi. So the Mukalad would just undercut all the prices, which pushed out the Zilchin traders from Divers and contributed to the stress that led to the independence of Furiandi.
What did you say? Divers?
Divers?
Stivers.
Divers. Diverse.
We differ on this one, Sam and I.
Divers.
I say divers as well.
Do you say near dive?
I do.
Near dive.
Okay, so
near div and divers. Yeah. So I'm not consistent in myself. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Divers.
Divers is the Camden / Kensington of Greyhawk. Okay. It is.
I think I found our next article, Sam. The Greyhawk Pronunciation Guide.
Yes.
All right, so
that's guaranteed to piss off every Greyhawk fan.
so you go with a lot of this is all in italics, which means this is all allowed taking liberty.
No, I think almost everything I have here is strict canon,
but with no date set.
No, these are actually strict dates.
Okay.
I think 304. That might be.
So are these from Gary's article at all?
No, these are all scrounged from the gold box, from the ashes, from.
Okay.
LGG. Yeah, I think only the Divers the trade war between the gentry of Divers and Voluna. I might have found that in one of the sources, but I don't recall it offhand. I probably have it in one of my files where the source is for that.
Okay. That's a great job, guys.
Yeah, I heavily limited any of my new canon additions. I had to, otherwise this timeline stuff would be about 5 pages all by itself.
Right. Well, we saw that with all the commanders, the King's article that you did, right?
Oh well, no, the King's article is from
Vecna. Didn't it come in when you showed me that during the we had a whole bunch of Sea Princes and Kiowish
riches. That's no, the Kiowish King's list is from Gary Holian. The Furiundi King's list is from Rich, Lord Brezin.
Okay.
I forget who's Mike. Is the Sea Princess King's list yours?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there you go. All right.
Yeah. Trying to remember everybody.
So, well, you guys did a great job on this. It's another thing that, and what I like about, like, when you run, you're not going to affect the future. You're not going to affect the future. So just run something.
Oh yeah.
Hey Jay, scroll down that page.
I understand. I'm holding off. So a change was implemented here. First off, I want to say this. I had known nothing about this. I don't think Anna did either. And Norker told me we're going to highlight some, because it's a free publication and because viewing's free or whatever, we're going to highlight some channels and some people. Thank you. So yeah, you actually put a link into my Twitch there. Thank you very much.
That's
really
awesome.
That was Norker and I and Sam basically going, we need to fill these empty spaces.
Well, that's a good one to fill it with. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, that was really cool. What's up, Rob?
Pretty much a lot of people got shout outs. So,
yes, and we'll see them.
We'll
definitely see them as we go through. It was really kind of you all to do that. I really am.
Those will be a common feature moving forward for big blank spaces.
Cool.
Yep. So
excellent.
It's a community zine, right? So we want to support people in the community. You're always having us on your show, and it lets people use their maps. You know,
it's all good. It's appreciated. Seriously, 100%. And I've written articles for here too. So
yep.
Let me see. Wow,
you have.
We gotta move this along. We've only been for like 2 articles, and we're almost halfway through the show.
Some of the other ones are shorter. I mean, they're all
we got 8 to go though, guys.
The beefiest article, but there's a couple of other ones that are good too. Really beefy as later on here too.
The Deadly Sea Pudding.
This one is a good one.
Yep.
Okay, so
that one was a fun one to find art for too. Let me tell you, I needed something that looked like deep sea. I needed something that almost was bioluminescent, but not quite.
Yeah, I think Troy really knocked out the park or whatever you say. This is an awesome one. I love the sea pudding.
It drifts
really
in ocean depths, mimicking harmless undersea flora or patches of floating detritus. It is a body's massive semi-transparent dark slime dotted with bioluminescent globules that pulse gently. That's kind of gross. It has
like a monster that damages you when you damage it.
Yes.
Corrosive body.
Yep.
Yes. Even if you escape the eel, you're going to get the pudding.
He says, I gave Dan Smith art for it. Did you guys lose the art?
Wait for it. You might have to scroll down.
Okay.
Double check.
Look at that. You got a mouth.
That top one is a header.
Yep.
That one is a header. We use headers on everything. Just so you know.
Diet. It's carnivorous.
Yeah, just wait for it. It's coming.
Yeah. Reproduces asexually. Okay. You got Malden here. That was very kind of you for Dennis. He deserves it. Absolutely. Plays a unique role in underwater ecosystems. It is a scavenger. All right, so there you go. Anything that consumes decaying. So this one's not demonic, right? It's just.
No, it's a pudding. It's an ooze.
It's like the worst
it's an ooze.
A saltwater version of those. All right, cool.
Yeah,
that's the Smith stuff. Next page. There you
go. Here comes the Dan Smith
30
one right there.
Water.
Oh man, that dude's in for it.
Just pee on it, Jay. You'll be fine.
Yeah. This is like the picture of the guy with the kelpie underwater. He's screwed. So.
I'm so partial to slimes and oozes, the cleanup crew, and to creatures that feel like a fantastical version of something in the real world.
Yep.
The way slimes remind me of, slime molds, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I love that all Troy's articles have this. Just about he has this Jacques Cousteau sort of thing going, right, where it's like a natural history of the seas of the Orth.
Yeah, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is awesome. And 5th edition stat block.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I always look at the first just to see what.
And it's the new 5th edition, 5.5 or 5.2 or 2024 or whatever.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah. Formatting.
Engulfing.
Yeah.
So there's 6-6. Strategies putting turns. Can I breathe?
You okay, Sam?
Yeah.
It's only 120 in his house.
It's because it's hot outside, Jay. I went outside earlier and I was like, oh.
I was 96 here around 4:30.
Oh, we have a COC 80, 82. So it's
supposed to finally go down tomorrow.
It's nice here. It's nice here. Really nice.
Deadly sea pudding. Very cool.
It just dropped to 90.
Toxic cloud, kind of like an octopus, which is
similar.
Yeah, similar, but a little different, which is awesome. Another thing you can have attack ships. Can be it doesn't have to be an underwater adventure. It could be ship based adventuring too. Man overboard and this thing engulfs him. You know what I mean? I'd feel bad for him.
This one's name is Squishy, and we shall call him Squishy, and he shall.
It's special defenses. Does this thing eat weapons? Yep. Any creature, non-magical weapons hit the pudding or occur to taking permanent. A weapon is destroyed. The penalty drops on -5. All right, but not magical. Magical seems to be unaffected.
Right.
Okay.
It's powerful. It's not that powerful.
Wow.
Black
puddings destroy magic weapons too.
Yeah,
depending on I was gonna say depending on your interpretation.
That's true. That's true.
It could just be magic items are more resilient if you want it in your campaign.
That's a great thing to know, Troy. People they throw trash and crap overboard, and that's how they follow ships.
Yep.
Smart idea.
Makes sense.
Awesome one, Troy. Great job.
I was fond of it.
Yep.
Aha! More Troy and more Dan Smith coming up.
The Abyssal Champion.
Yeah.
Is this a paladin subclass?
Yeah, this was one we meant to publish earlier, but we ran out of room.
Okay.
Because we've done 2 other. We did I forget the names now, but we did one that was like a traditional good guy paladin who defended people on the seas, and then there was another one that was more sinister, right? And this is the other evil one. So there are actually 3. Do you recall the titles for the others, Sam? They're in a previous Grey Grimoire.
No, I don't recall their names, but no, it's convenient. This is
Oath of the Mariner was one of them. Oath of the Mariner was the good guy.
It's convenient this oath is in this issue because now you have someone to work with that dark in-depth deal.
Yeah,
right,
and maybe some deadly sea puddings.
So once again, in 5th edition, paladins can be evil.
Yes.
Well, they're just champions of a cause, so to speak. So
yeah.
It says abyssal.
Paladin is the lawful good variant.
Right, I understand that. It says abyssal, so we're talking evil, definitely. Right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's like more like the anti-paladin of old.
I snuck the word anti-paladin into one
That's
previous
beautiful
article for you, Jay. Not in this one, I think, but in a previous
anti-paladins are the bomb. Yeah. All right, so here we go.
These guys are cool villains.
Dagon, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, Rick.
All the types. Cannibal posted all the oaths that he has so far in chat.
There you go.
Oh, excellent.
Check them out, guys. They've all got Dan Smith art. They're all really well designed. They were a pleasure to edit. I did most of the work on this one.
So let's see, and just delve into the mysteries of the abyss, seeking out forbidden knowledge, engulf the world, and influence of Dagon. Dagon is that 3rd edition demon?
No, he shows up. His name shows up in Monster Manual 2.
Yeah,
he shows up, but he's not in there.
ED&D. Yeah, not his stats. He gets stats as an Obi-Rith demon in 3rd edition.
Okay.
He's a literary mythological figure that might have to do with a misinterpretation possibly of an ancient West Semitic word, but the Philistines worshipped him.
Okay. Interesting.
Obviously, the D&D one is very different. That owes a lot more to H.P. Lovecraft's version. There's a good.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Dagon that you should read. Yeah, that's really the proximate source for the D&D version. What's
up there, Tim? We get to see you play Saturday. That's awesome. What did I say? No, I'm kidding.
We intend to keep having more from Troy.
We have a backlog. I mean, we've got so much, but he's been a very generous contributor.
That looks like Amber Heard, man.
Well, she is chaotic evil.
I'm sorry. in the what do you call it? In Aquaman. Looking pissed off.
Waving fish dookie. Fish dookie.
Oh my God. That's good.
And
I amused myself. I'm sorry. Wow, it's just high level is for crushing pressure in the abyss. 15.
Another thing Troy pays attention to technical details that are important for under the sea, like pressure. It's often ignored in aquatic gaming. But Troy, big surprise, right? Troy knows his material and he doesn't ignore these factors. He works them in. I really like that. That's a thing he's been very consistent about.
So in 5th edition, Bigby's hand is which one?
All of them.
It's all of them.
It's like a multi-use.
Oh.
It's an all-encompassing.
So it's not crushing, glancing blow.
No, in 5e, it's one spell covers them all. You have versions of it. You can cast it.
Which,
honestly, based on level.
I used that in my campaign before they did that. So
yeah, in some ways it's good because it doesn't clog up your spell slots as much. You become more flexible. It's smarter as a caster, so to speak, because you have more options. But it might sound a bit less cool because there's only one version or fewer versions of his spells.
And it screws up our GREYHAWK mage. We need all the we need all the Bigby spells we can get.
Yeah. But from a casting perspective, it gives you much more flexibility because you can put more stuff in.
If you wanted in 5th, you probably could make a lesser version of Bigby's hand that with all the old silly
Bigby's
ones
finger
too.
or like little knock or
Bigby's
something.
poking.
Yeah, poking. Yep. Bigby's poking.
Bigby's poking digit or something like that.
Yeah.
Poking pinky.
Yep.
No, that's all good.
Good one. Yep, that's the cantrip. Yep. Bigby's poke. Yeah, I need to add that as a cantrip. Yep.
Great one. So, is there an oath-based? All right. So, Troy, if you're on, is there an oath-based Demogorgon? Because there's an Exactor there, and they would be fighting against the Dagon ones. I'm just asking. Is that one of the ones you've already done? Just curious, right? Because I think Dagon and Demogorgon are arch enemies, aren't they? No one's answering that, huh?
Demogorgon hates everybody.
No.
He says no.
Okay. All right, cool. Just was curious. All righty. Great one. They're not arch enemies. I thought they were. Okay. That's my bad.
Orcus and Demogorgon, I think.
All right. Excellent. A very rare... A lot of people don't know Eric Cocker started in GREYHAWK. In the Lortmill Mountains, right?
Yep.
So, and then they just kind of got forgotten because no one ever, there was the Alcaric Elam, the Winged Folk, which are like half elves, kind of, and everyone realized playing flying creatures really is tough. So, okay.
Yeah, so, Paul had his own ideas, but when I did my Peoples and Cultures, I included a section on Aarakocra. And one of the things I noted for them and the Kenku, their descriptions had evolved over time between editions.
Yeah.
And I used that to say, there are different types of these creatures, there are different subraces. And there's probably even more elsewhere. And Paul's like, there should be Aarakocra in Hepmona land. And he wrote them off.
Okay. Dark Clouds Gather, Rob? Yeah. They are in the original they're in 83 monster charts.
Yep.
Yes.
Wandering Encounters.
And they're in Theme Folio as well. Yeah.
Excuse me. Allergies. Okay.
Yep. So here is Paul coming in. And that's sort of another thing with Paul doing this, because I decided to people Mona Land with creatures inspired by Australian megafauna. And so Paul, being Australian, naturally, he's adopting Mona Land.
Very cool. That's a great art piece.
Where'd you find that, Rick?
That one I found on, I'm trying to remember who it was exactly, but that was one of them that was off of Adobe Stock. I'll see if I can find the exact piece while we're kind of going, and
it's a great piece.
Once I get it.
It is.
Because I know it's in my downloads.
That's what I think of as it would be an Aarakocra.
Same here.
Yeah.
I spent probably about, in real time, probably about 3 hours while I was at work, just glancing through pictures to just find the right picture.
I hope your boss isn't watching the show.
Dude, I work security sometimes on the weekends. They don't care as long as I'm sitting at the desk watching the cameras with my other eye.
Okay.
So, God, Northern Hepburn Land. All right, here. So let me bring up this map so everyone knows what we're talking about.
Way down south. And it's the Centeo jungles and the mountains nearby, right? So right in there.
In this area here, right?
Yeah, should be.
Which makes sense.
Link's getting posted in chat for the exact picture.
Cool.
Very cool.
That's Trade Merrick Designs who did that one.
Awesome. That's really cool.
This was one that we had for a while that, Paul was very patient with us developing it, working on it. And I'm very happy with I think a quite polished end product that came out. It's got adventure hooks, some cultural material.
Do they fight the Scarlet Brotherhood down there in the 1T?
Yeah, there's some hostility. I don't know how much he writes.
Well, it says right here. Well,
Brotherhood, but there's definitely set up for a conflict.
Their ally with this dragon appears that hates them. So
yeah, and she's against these bad guys, and she wants to protect them. The Aarakocra, that's the other thing, is they're a monster race that's unambiguously good aligned. I think they're neutral good, right?
Right. Yep.
That's their standard alignment.
So they get their metal from trade. They don't work in metal, so.
They don't really like to go underground in caves. That's been a part of the monster description for a long time.
They're not abyssal at all. Greg, yeah, like I said, the Aarakocra have existed in GREYHAWK officially since like '83. I don't think there was any mention of them in the '80 folio, but when '83 comes around, they're in there. Like I said, they're an encounter in the Lortmill Mountains.
Yeah.
So, Mala Majoki is a 500-year-old gold dragon. And she's the protector of the Aarakocra. Well, that's nice to have a gold dragon as your protector. That's awesome.
And he sets up the conflict with the Brotherhood, right?
She peels because they can turn to human. A mixed 2 Volman soul human. Okay.
Just a little update, by the way, in
Please.
case anybody really cares. While I was at Origins, I do a lot of talking to the artists and getting permission to use their stuff. We could use a lot of different artists. I already showed a couple of them, I believe, to Sam and Norker.
Yes.
Of artists, especially the dragon one. I think I shared you guys. That guy's art is awesome. So I'd really like to help that guy, especially.
When your zine's free, it's a great way to keep costs down. You're using, and people appreciate you using their art. And you're also not using AI, right?
Yeah, that's a big thing. I think our not using AI has really attracted. I felt strong. People who know me know I feel strongly about it. But it also produces, positive feedback, right? Artists and writers like that you're focusing on human creative effort.
You got another one in the Tovalnut Peninsula, See the GREYHAWK Project. Another dragon. That's cool.
Yeah.
And here's a Walia, a young Aarakocra sorceress. Nice. Venture hooks. Help.
If Gary's in the chat, that new little cannon fire ad Hi. I made that just for you, bud.
Yeah, you're welcome. We if people here are not already on Cannon Fire, I figure most of your listeners know about it, Jay, but it is a great hangout if you're interested in GREYHAWK.
Puppet says it literally says AI generated in a link.
Yeah, I think several of these pieces are AI.
Mm-hmm. Are they?
Yes.
That one right there was partially. It looks
I think they're still looking great. It's not. I don't dispute
because
that.
If you look very carefully from an artistic eye, that bird, the bird itself, it looks like somebody had started out in a Photoshop, started working on it, and then added stuff with AI like that background. The background's AI. I can tell you.
You think so? Well, we may have
that foreground is not.
Well, but
it's a free publication, everyone.
On my part, you don't have to be.
You do it. You guys are doing.
Declare it and so on. So
you're all doing your best, right? You're doing your best.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
We may have to swap it out later, or modify the policy for the.
Yeah, look over the policy and then follow it. So but it's
but a lot of people on there will actually use AI generated, even if it's not in their header.
Yeah, the other thing is some people are not very forthcoming about how they made stuff, and Rick always tries to look for when you're picking digital art, you often have to just trust what people tell you.
Yeah, and also meaning how much do you have to alter it before it becomes
art
like, again,
do they
so to
use
speak.
A tool, or are they using just I plug stuff into Midjourney, make me a picture? We don't want that.
No, exactly. That I agree. But if you take something that is generated and then you by AI and then you spend hours on tweaking it, so then
I really strongly prefer to go for the painted drawn look. But for people that like digital art, I defer to the judgment of people who know more about it on finding the stuff that somebody sat down and really took the time to make.
Yep.
You guys are doing your best. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Seriously. Okay. God's Grail Parts 4 and 5. Rob Conley.
Rob has done. We have the previous parts in earlier editions. Rob did an entire overview of all the powers of GREYHAWK.
Yep.
With different relationships, different associations. In this case, he sort of has a number of sub-pantheons set up here.
I dig the sub-pantheons. There's some real big changes in there. Sam's underplaying it. It's a kind of a big reimagining. Like check out the St. Cuthbert section.
Oh, okay.
So Rob started from the list. These are old notes of his that he wrote into an article some time back, right? And when I asked him for a contribution to the zine, he said, well, I've got this, it needs to be cleaned up. And he gave me this really big article. And it's like, well, I'm going to have to break this up, but it's easy to serialize because it's my pantheons. And what he did, if I remember correctly, and Rob, if he's on, will correct me, but he started essentially from the list in the World of GREYHAWK box set.
Yeah.
And just developed his lore from there, right?
Yeah.
Looked at the alignments of the gods, looked at which pantheons they were associated with. And it's not written with the assumptions that color later things. He wasn't part of that later 90s Usenet thing where, some of the people went on to GREYHAWK 98. So this is actually it's way better than my notes, but it's kind of like where I started. I had the box set, and I didn't know about any other GREYHAWK fans in the 90s or anything. So some of my lore really differs pretty widely from what you see later. And Rob's take on it is different, and I like it a lot.
So you're saying Cuthbert's way different?
Oh, yeah.
Just check out the Cuthbert section.
Okay.
Yeah.
He also puts a spin on the wind gods.
The wind
He makes them the wind wives. He changes Telcher to Chelchia, which is an interesting spin.
I love the rituals when they change wives during the seasons. That was an awesome spin. I love this article. It's so cool, and it makes it into a religion and not just like gods with a name, and this is kind of what you should do with gods in that sense. You build, they're part of a culture, you have rituals, and I think it's a perfect example of what you can do with the material that is in there. You can make something cool out of it for your campaign.
All right, St. Cuthbert. So it's actually got history.
Exactly, as history, rituals, connections,
wow,
culture,
so he's
stories.
not that old from being alive.
Yeah, this is actually kind of more like what I would do in my own campaign, although I changed his name.
Sainted.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's so cool that some of them are ancient from so far away in history, no one knows where they came from, and some of them are like basically from around the corner or last century, or even can walk among us today.
Check out Bokop.
Well, I'm going to ask this question.
I'm
going to ask this question. Did this really happen in Greyhawk in 280? Did Ayus kill the king of Furendi?
No.
Well, in Rob's game, yes.
Sorry.
I was going to say we have to.
It is not written in any canon source.
Yeah, I was exactly.
That's fine. It's perfectly fine. I was just curious myself if that actually happens. Like, wow.
Right.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is cool.
I mean, on one hand, you got no history of Saint.
None. You don't know where Saint. Absolutely, he just shows up. No, that's cool. You said Bokop also.
Yeah, Bokop has an interesting thing where it's implied that he could have been around for a long, long time, but there's this point where he reveals himself to this conference of mages, and something strange happens there, and then his cult begins to spread. But like, it's not like he just necessarily came into being at the time. He might be really ancient, but people didn't really know about him because he's uncaring, right? He's this distant figure. Something caused him to appear.
Huh.
And the exact nature of the event is still kind of murky. There are mages that know. I really like that.
Very few that are alive.
Their secret deity that only they knew him.
Yeah, it's the sort of Gnostic thing. He's got a great take in here on the Great Kingdom's sort of official religion and how it kind of breaks up as the Great Kingdom breaks up.
Yep, I love it. You go from Origian religion to common religion.
Yes.
And I love that because that is hinted at in the books where you have like Origian, common, God and stuff. And he kind of makes this into myth and story and history, which is awesome. I love it.
So it's a great take on it. Yeah.
I'm going to really argue with him on Alana. Alana was an elven deity for a long, elven and human, and if it's an elven deity, it's not gonna be 300 years old. She's not gonna be 300 years old.
No, but she might be 300 years old as a human deity.
Well, read the thing. It's a different. I make some of
mine. No,
I
want to have her way, way older. So
I have her as old, and I associate her with the Cron Hills.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, it's all good. I mean, it's a fantastic article.
But I agree. I want to have Alana as ancient old, the Flan and the elves. The Flan might have gotten it from the elves, or vice versa. You never know. It's so
go back and read all of his previous ones. We squeezed the last two into this one.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, it froze a bit. He's come back.
Yeah, you froze.
Oh, am I freezing?
You froze for about 10 seconds.
Yeah, you froze. Yeah, it's you're probably on Wi-Fi and it buffers.
I am on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Let me know if it keeps happening and I'll pop out and come back if I can.
It's okay.
Deleb, Heronius, Hexter, and Fultus. They're the ones that are. Those are the ones that are mentioned the most in Ivy the Undying, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Zilchus
and Zilchus.
Yep.
I kind of had a funny theory about the Bokop thing. I didn't want to interject at first, but I don't recall if we actually have a date for the last death of the last Soul Mage of Power. I don't know if we have an exact death date, but with one of the last, but 100 CY would be a pretty good one if you want to line it up that way.
With the last death of what?
The death of the last mage of Soul, the Soul Mage of Power.
Oh, okay.
That could be an interesting take on it, right?
Yeah.
He definitely has divinized heroes, gods that appear recently mixed in with ancient powers that have been around for a long time. If you go back to his Sulois article, he has a completely different take on the Sulois pantheon. It's actually two pantheons, right?
All right, so he does mention Zilchus in here one ways of telling the origins of the nobles, whether he's an adherent of Zilchus or one of the gods of the United Church. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, it has an interesting take on Zilchus too, and also when it comes to the souls, they're kind of several. I mean, you had the old one that still kind of lives in the Brotherhood and stuff, and then you have the cold ones, the Thironian Peninsula. Those Sul, it kind of different Sul culture in that way, and then you can have another different one down in Hepona land or others, Amedio and the Sul that fled there. So you can have offshoots that might have a common ancestry 2, 3, 4,000 years ago, but differ since. So yeah.
Yeah. One thing I'll note on this article, this should really highlight that the Grimoire is not my zine. You know, wasn't Ewan scene? It's not going to be my zine. I have my own take. You know, I just my own take on all this. So yeah.
But it's so cool because when you read an article like this, 80% I love, and I will probably use 30% or 40 or half of it or more. And even if the parts I don't like makes me think how I want it. So even that is inspirational. So even the parts I don't like, it helps me to figure out how I want my Greyhawk.
That's what I hope for, like everything we publish. You know, even if you can't use 100% of it, I hope it inspires something.
So,
sorry, Jake, go ahead.
No, I was going to make a joke.
Oh,
this looks like Kane from Kung Fu on a horse.
It does.
going off in the distance. So, but
it's that guy from that movie that was on Cannon Fire a couple of weeks ago with the
Circle of Iron or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So go ahead.
For the Barbarian. If you guys like Rob Conley's stuff, he does Bat in the Attic games. That's Rob Conley.
He's written a lot of I look at his his blog. It's great.
Yeah, his blog is great. He used to be a railer on Dragon's Foot, so he's around. You should check out. He's got he's got some new material coming out, some world stuff that he's been working on, maps and books. So go to Bat in the Attic, check it out, or look at his blog. What's the blog title again, Anna? Do you remember?
Hang on a second. I think it's Bat in the Attic.
It's also Bat in the Attic?
Yeah, it's Bat in the Attic, and he uses that, and he publishes things like every month or a couple of weeks.
Malden, what's up? Dennis, did you see you got a little shout out in here? So
and Troy has, of course, Cannibal Publishing, which I'm sure you guys have talked about on the show. If I missed anything that other authors are working on, I apologize. But just
Dennis.
Check them out on social media, guys. You'll see their links.
So we need Dennis, you need to give me a date, man. Give me a date when you're free on a Sunday.
Oh, and if somebody finds another Eric Cochran picture to send us,
that definitely.
If we slip up, if I slip up, if I miss something, we'll fix it, right?
Very cool. Okay. Cult of the Black Skulls.
Another fun one.
A little one from Paul. This time he focuses on a small cult of Nerul and provides a really expansive, full stat block for a priest leading the cult, and it relates into Giant Stomp's work on Cleric of Nerul, and also Joe Block's Faith of the Flanays.
Cool. Excellent.
Both worth checking out.
We hope to get a Joe Block.
Yeah.
So a little history. Sorry, I'm reading myself.
Almore connection for you Almore fans out there.
Colors must be involved in affairs of the cult in several ways. Nice. So there are some. So if I recall, in Greyhawk City, Shriven Sickles there in the second edition.
Yep.
Yeah. And it says here, Honorable Union Superman and Ratcatcher. So I'm assuming that he's talking Greyhawk there. One of the good line churches in Old Red. Okay, cool. Needs heroes to assist. Nice. All right, so he even links some Dyson maps which he used. That's cool.
Yeah, that was a great idea to refer to one of his.
Especially if you're utilizing them and you paid for them.
And we have to mention that if you go to Dyson, his page, he has a whole collection, hundreds of ones that you can use for your games. He even has a bunch of them that you can use if you publish something. So
for like fan products, yeah, he
exactly.
has a free section where he gives stuff away.
Or you can get his dodecahedron publications, which are compilations each year to year.
Buy it,
and buy it, and then
exactly.
you can utilize it.
Yeah. So he has both commercial and non-commercial license ones, so to speak. And for your own games, he has hundreds, maybe even thousands now you can use.
I use them.
Public.
Right,
they're great. And since they're black and white, you can actually put them in Photoshop and you can color them fairly easy too if you want to. So
All right, so this is a 5e priest in the role.
Yes. Well, the stat block is, I mean, the background can, of course, just.
Well, yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah.
It can be absolutely anything, which is fantastic there, so it's got, let's see, Channel Divinity, Command Undead, Touch of Death. That's certain level. Yeah, Eyes of the Grave, Divine Intervention.
They've got some cool powers. And, you can put a different race in here. You can make a character male or female, whatever. The operative stuff is, the class and the alignment, basically, right? And the power set.
Sides. Okay. And the thing is, I don't even know how much it deviates from Will's stuff. I'm assuming he said he used it as inspiration, which is cool. So
it's somewhat different. It's got its own twist on it.
Okay. Another cool pick.
Yeah,
all right.
We had to go and clean up.
Encourage people to get both. Maybe use both mechanically the same. Go ahead, Rick.
You had to clean some of it up.
Yeah, we had to make sure that there was some other stuff added to it because it was missing some stuff.
Okay.
So that should have been in there.
But
overall, I mean, 90% of it was great. I just had to go and make some small changes here and go, oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also like that these guys speak Orc because Orc. GREYHAWK very easily can worship the evil gods that are like human gods, right? They're not only for humans.
Nice job.
Like I said, any successful culture will probably gain worshippers. Their gods will probably gain influence in other ones too. So because you want to kind of piggyback on the ones, they're successful and powerful, so we should kind of follow what they're doing, so to speak. So I can definitely see that. Yeah.
This next article is a lot of fun, Jay. This is one that's Samwise, and I keep thinking Sam is asleep because his eyes look closed.
He's just surviving in the heat.
Just surviving the heat. Drink water, Sam.
Enduring,
I am.
This is Paul, I think, and Sam, or just Paul?
Okay, this is another article that grew out of a random conversation
on Cannon Fire, right?
Cannon Fire, and it was coming out. So people were talking about the various animal races that are abounding in 5e. And I just segued into, okay, there are other ways to have animals appear in the campaign. Way back when I ran on Night Below, my character adopted an abused war dog we found. After he died saving us, I had him brought back to life and awakened so he could continue adventuring with us.
Nice.
So I suggested, okay, I wrote up, I think, maybe 4 or 5, however many he has there, blurbs, like maybe 25-word blurbs describing an animal that, that could be somehow have intelligence and become a hero. And Paul decided I should write up all of them as NPCs. So, my contribution is like this really little tiny bit of, here's a couple of blurbs for you.
Okay.
And Paul did all the work. It's like, you can say inspired by Samwise, but, or from a concept, but this is all Paul.
Yeah, I mean, when I edited it, it read like most of it was written by Paul, but I could see your hand with some of the ideas. A lot of our things are composite efforts.
And this is all just intelligent animals rampage.
Yeah, this is a fun one. Yeah,
the wild code.
What was the original legend of the horse? Is that from you just came up with the whole thing?
The guy on his deathbed didn't want his horse to turn into glue, so he.
I'm thinking. What I'm trying to ask is how much of this is built on actual Greyhawk lore, or is it just cool stuff you came up with?
The horse is absolutely built on some fan theories about the horse from Tangled, the movie Tangled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a weird fan theory that the horse in that it was actually the former captain of the guard who came back as a horse.
Okay. But not.
So I just ran with it, making him a paladin's horse.
Not Mr. Ed. I got it. Okay.
I forget where the concept of a cat familiar surviving comes from. It's actually from something back in like 2E.
All right. So there are intelligent cats.
Magenta's
as familiars.
Cat, Roger Moore.
Roger Moore created the Magenta's Cat article,
which we've used in the zine.
Okay.
It features in one of the adventures that we published.
So there you go.
So that's where that probably comes from.
As for Sir Urash the Earth Sign,
right.
Urash, if you don't know, that of course is just an anagram for Asher the Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
And I'm like, if we're gonna have a bear NPC, it's gonna be based on, we're just gonna borrow Asher.
Selima sounds awfully close to Selena, like Selena Kyle, which is what I think of. But
you could have made it even better, though. You could have just named him Ass Hurt the Bear, like I said all those years ago.
No, I like Asher. He's fun.
Yeah, so you're
prize winner Asher the Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this, and like I say, I wrote it like, a couple of lines, and then Paul ran with it and really made them characters.
It's awesome.
The cat is awesome. The cat, if you read it, is actually a mare.
Yeah, the cat is my favorite one. They're all good, but the cat is my favorite. I'm a cat person too, though. So.
Yep, they're good.
Huh.
Yeah.
So the cat knew all the command words to the mistress's magic items. That's funny.
Yeah.
Now,
the villagers elected the cat as mayor, and she continued to watch over the settlement. The village is also mouse free. That's okay. Oh my God.
I thought that was hilarious.
That is funny.
Yeah.
All right. No, if anyone asks for cats that are intelligence in my game, no. So, yeah. It was. You remember that? I said that it was during like Virtual GreyHawk 1. Was it? Or I forget when it was. No, it was during GaryCon. It was during the first GaryCon that was remote. That's when it was. Oh my God. Yeah, during COVID.
Is that 2020?
Yeah.
So we have to conspire now to get Darling and Little Bones to play Tabaxi in your game.
Oh yeah.
No. That's not happening.
People everywhere.
Nope.
And they'll wear cat ears.
No cat people in my game. No.
You wouldn't let them be cat girl. Oh, that's so cruel, Jay.
One of my newest players, Bella's, said to me, I can't wait. I'd really love, I want to play a tiefling. No.
Oh.
No way. No, I can't. If I do that, you got to send the floodgates open. And she's very happy with the character she has now.
Yeah.
It's old school. We're doing old school.
Play what fits the campaign. That was always my approach, right? Exactly. I always look at first what will work well.
So that's cool that there's 3 of them there.
Yeah, my players are insane about like that. They have a freaking petting zoo following them half the time.
Yeah, I know, it's insane.
So we charmed and made friends with this Chimera. Great.
Really? And the charm hasn't broken. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, they kept redoing it, and then they had a bard talk to the Chimera.
Oh my gosh!
Levels of hilarity.
Oh,
so Star, watch what I'm gonna do to you right here, and I'm sorry, but like I have my special emote for this. There you go. No, just no. I love you gave him yellow eyes. Yellow eyes. He had yellow eyes. I swear he had yellow eyes.
Stick your tongue.
I think we're coming up on one of the good, really, really good lineups here that we're waiting. Everybody's been waiting for
yes, this is a fun one.
The I can't even say it. Hitatsumi
Koso.
Hitashimi. How do you say that?
Have Norker say it.
Yeah, there is
I believe, and Nijineko, who speaks Japanese, will probably correct me, but I believe it is Hitatsume Kozo.
Okay.
Yeah. That sounds, yeah.
So this is a Roger Moore article, everyone.
These are a folkloric literary creature from Japan, one of the yokai. These weird little monster spirits, of which there are a gazillion. I don't know if you guys are into the yokai stuff. And a lot of them they're just weird. This is a fun one though. And this kind of ties into your Beyond the Finesse stuff, Rick.
See, now all the lady players in my campaign now are all asking in chat if they can have pets now. Oh my god, you guys! Oh my god!
There's only one thing I can say about that.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. And there's several cool Kickstarters out for pets for your characters.
Oh,
yeah.
So, my work
here is done. Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, guys.
Jay, 100% playable race for 5th edition here.
Yep.
I don't think he has 1E stats in it, but I'll write some up for you so that you can have players play them in your game.
I don't use Oriental Adventures.
Yeah, they are. This is obviously it's an OA thing, right? Although it could be adapted elsewhere as well.
Well, okay. Here's the concept, though. Do you have Ogre Magi in your game?
Yes, but they're not Asian. They're not Oriental, Asian, whatever you want to call it. They're Ogre Magi.
Here's someone to come and oppose them. And Roger really goes like overtime on digging up the lore on this and presenting it. And
it does have AD&D stats. Thank you.
Oh, it does. Okay.
It is. I'm just I was just so amazed by this. It's really beyond what you would expect.
No, it lands in Nippon.
And there it is. It can be there. You rename it from that map, and whatever. Who cares where it comes from? But it shows up. It's obviously a counterpart to an Ogre Magi. And something to have fun with.
And the licking parts, but you'll get to that.
It likes to lick things.
You'll get into it.
Okay.
It has to do with its functions in the Celestial Bureau.
Was Roger doing a little too much of the wacky weed when he was doing the surgeries there?
He's having fun now.
Yeah, fun is good. I'm appreciative. Yeah. I am. I'm just having fun with myself here.
You know what it makes me think of is
smaller than humans, almost a 10-year-old boy.
The puka from
Puka.
The puka from Harvey.
Yes.
The what?
With the giant pink rabbit, Jay?
Okay, a puka is a Welsh fae or spirit creature with a love for drinking. It most commonly appears as a 6-foot-tall rabbit.
Oh, okay.
Top hat. Yeah. It featured in the movie Harvey.
Oh God! I thought you were talking about the Buka because
no.
Okay.
Etymologically related.
Yeah, because one of my NPCs had a Buka as a childhood friend, and years later, an adventurer killed her in the warehouse, and yes, it's just
a movie with Jimmy Stewart from 1950, and
has a Puka in it.
It has a puka in it, and it's just this comedy of errors to a degree, but also Jimmy Stewart being pleasant and making some nice social commentary, and the thought of having an alcoholic rabbit traveling around with you, helping you out. Well, in this case, it's a child-sized Japanese spirit that likes to taste stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. It could be a giant penguin that, like from Billy Madison, right? So it could be worse. It could be worse.
And these guys are, like I said, this isn't just a monster article. These guys are a fully playable race, right? Okay. Set up to be PCs as well. They've got cultural info on them. Pretty extensive role-playing notes, which I'm not surprised coming from Roger, because
he probably used them before. I mean, he probably has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a fun ability that you're going to get to that you're going to look at and roll your eyes at very heavily, but it's so much fun.
Yeah,
if it's so much fun, I challenge all of you in the top row. Put them in your next adventure. In your next campaign, see what happens.
My kids
I've already got one person who wants to play one now.
Yeah. Really? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, the kids already have
Challenge
talked
accepted.
about playing them.
See, they can't become assassins. That's upsetting.
They're not really bad guys.
Why? Followers of social democracy ruled by Jade Emperor God.
If they became assassins, they'd be like a Tonberry from Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Names. So short one syllable names for themselves. Like ook, ak, eek. Eekok.
Walla Walla Bing Bang?
No, I'm trying to sing the one from the Jetsons. The
song
she sings.
Yeah.
Eep, boop, ak.
I love you.
Yes, you remember.
I do.
It's so cute looking. Star, you may see one of these in Adventure, and I may just put in a guillotine. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, there you go.
Actually, you'll go ahead. You'll see.
I can't kill it. It's probably like that thing from the movie She, where you can't kill him, and he keeps on coming back. See. Right? Oh my God!
See. As Norker and I are going to be smirking heavily at this next part.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Different languages.
And yeah, somebody's right. There is a multi-stat for it. It's just thinking about
special traits. Here we go. These its claws. It ticked evil good. Respawn. There we go.
Yeah, that's the one.
The thin air. Demand 1 hit point per hour while they're alive, regardless of the severed limbs are regrown. Severed head means death and disappearance. Is mortal, but in reality has little effect on gameplay when time is measured. Okay, got it. If slain, advantages leaving its material possessions behind, then 3 days later. Okay.
Yeah.
At a place of the DM's choosing, though, right? So you could remove it from the campaign that way if you want. So it still has the consequence of death if you wish.
Yeah. But yeah, you could have some real fun with that thing. So if you wanted to guillotine it, you could absolutely guillotine it, but it'd I'm back.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I wouldn't kill it. I see, me. I'm just not partaking of the.
Jay, you will kill it right off the bat.
Put it in.
I'm not partaking of the jungle, the happy juice here. Yes. So, but that's cool. I mean, we've all thrown in stuff that's goofy, right?
That's why I like that.
But yeah, we throw goofy stuff in.
You have way more goofy stuff than I do.
I do. I have a lot of I have characters saying poo poo and caca in my game, right? So
yeah, and I like them.
Yes. So it's what's that, Sam?
So imagine one of these trying to reform Fritz.
Yeah. But now leave Curtis alone. Curtis isn't on to defend himself.
Nothing Fritz does can get rid of it. It'll always just showing up again.
I will say that their disadvantages heavily counterbalance their advantages.
They do.
If you read those.
They're blind in the daytime. Okay.
Completely blind.
Wearing a bamboo hat that puts its face in the shade is a -1. Okay.
Well, I already sent you the Veggie Fritzies to torment Fritz, Jay.
Yeah, yes, I know. Oh my gosh, look at that picture.
And this is, we were able to get a lot of, I think some of those pieces even public domain. Most of them are fan art that people have made.
Yeah, those two actually were public. Last two were public.
But there are some public domain art because there's a whole yokai painting tradition in Japan. It goes back to the 18th century. It's like Edo period, right? Where they make all these pictures of these wacky creatures, like the woman with the super long neck that looks in the window to see people. Yeah. She looks through doors.
So mostly they're thieves.
Yeah, these are little tricky guys. He has good role-play notes on them. Oh, and Rick created this. Rick, did you write the whole sample block for the character?
The whole thing.
Yeah. So, and tell them about Kigiz. It's Kigiz, right?
Yes, I have a player who played another character. Kigiz is basically kind of a plural Japanese for tree. I had a friend who his character's name was Tree, and we decided that we're going to make him into one of these.
Yeah. So these guys are tricky. They're tricky creatures, but Roger included some good notes on they're not kinder, right? They have a purpose.
Kinder have no purpose.
He actually says, don't play them like Kinder. Right?
Oh my God, that was funny.
Because he remembers Roger's been around for a while, right?
Yeah.
They have a purpose. That's awesome.
Oh my God.
They're not like half.
Oh, the Secret Devil, look who just showed up. Curtis, you're getting your stones busted bad here, man. Oh my God.
Yeah. So
hey,
anyway, I would allow one of these in the right campaign. I would definitely use one as an encounter.
Yeah. All right. Well, to each his own. It's really nice that that Roger. Well, we got some reverb. We got some reverb there. Where's that from? Is that from Sam?
Sam.
We got reverb. Turn.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, sorry.
It was crashing, and he's like, "There you go." Okay. So, yes. To each his own. Have fun with them, or not.
Yep. Yeah, you've got an old stat block right there to see what Lynn looks like. So have fun.
Yes. And like I say, this is a really great fun bit. Roger really leaning into his lore.
Yep.
Gygax style, I'd say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's nice because it has that Beyond the Flyness tie-in, right?
Yeah.
Which, of course, Rick Miller is going to like. What's next, Jay? What do you?
I can see. Well, I could see if I'm traveling and we get pushed off course and up on the Isle of Dread. Maybe somehow one of these is there. Okay, there you go. That's my limit. I'm not putting one of these in Altamira.
No.
But hey, Jay, I've already got the perfect concept for you.
Okay.
Those are actually like little boys. Have your son show up and NPC it as a fun thing.
Oh.
I think he would love that. Look at those eyes, everyone.
He's going to go, why does he have one eyeball?
Oh, he'll love it.
Yeah. What's the yokai with the one eye that's in his butt that bends over and shows everybody his eyeball? You know the one I'm talking about?
No.
There is one. I'm not making it up, people.
Yes.
I'm not a freak. There is one. that his thing is he's surprised. He's not really hostile. He just surprises people by showing them.
I think this is the last article, isn't it?
That is indeed the last article.
Yeah,
and it is by Sam.
Yes.
The Watcher.
Yep. This. Okay. The first part of this showed up in issue 2.
Right.
And it is just me writing in some history describing the main Iridian migration across the Flanaise. And it's written in a series of little episodes. They get to Banner Hills, what happens when they're in the Velvet Eyes. Because one of the questions is, okay, we know the story is added in that the Erdi are seeking the birthplace of the sun because of a prophecy. Well, that's nice for being added in, but really, why aren't they stopping anywhere along the route? Is there a reason they wouldn't want to stop somewhere along the route?
Well, wait a minute. The Erdi?
Yeah.
Well, we obviously know that they stop in Keeland.
Well, those are different Iridians. I mean, the Erdi specifically.
They're not the Erdi.
Right. They are not Erdi.
Got it. Okay.
In Luna, they're not Erdi. In Niron, they're not Erdi.
Thanks, Patrick.
So, why don't they stop anywhere along the way? I mean, look at the Velverdiva.
Yep.
Look at Fury. That's beautiful terrain, especially for a bunch of people migrating by horse.
But they're searching for the birthplace of the sun, and that needs to go that they can see the sunrise every morning further east. So they continue.
I mean, that's a good idea. Like I say, that's a story that was added later.
Ah, gotcha.
But even then, why are they not stopping anywhere along the route? And why getting all the way there are they all of a sudden, they get there and then it's a couple of 100 years before they start doing anything again.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So like I say, the Velvet Dive is a beautiful place for horse nomads to hang out. The northern coast, the northern shore of Near Div.
Right, Shieldlands.
Great place for horse nomads. Niron, the river valleys there. Great place for horse nomads to stop. So I developed, stories, a narrative, why they would keep going. What's in the way? What's causing them to want to go? And the thing is, if we look at the history, there are pretty much enough reasons. We know humanoids were coming into the Flanays. We know that you have the remnants of Vecna in the Falls Gap. We know you have remnants of the Isles of Woe around near Div.
Yep.
Depending on how you structure it, we can assume that there are the more showing up in Ernst while the Erdi are doing all this, or technically even before, because of how things were written in The Adventure Begins. So the more are showing up in Ernst, and okay, if you're going to start settling Niron, you're going to start fighting the more. Maybe we don't want to do that.
Huh.
And so I just put up little episodes to explain why we're going along. And along the way, we also get a bunch of little bits about who else is around there, what they're doing, what other factions are active, filling in a bunch of the history.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. There's ads for Mike and Anna.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's awesome.
Just
it's
in case
cool
people
on the page that talks about the Shield Lands area and stuff and
very cool.
A lot of other.
It's very kind of you to do all that.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I had to fix the link for Mike's because it apparently from copying and pasting it didn't take. So I just fixed that, and the new version is already sent to Norco to go back up.
Awesome. Within a few decades, they realized they were too weak to accomplish anything individually, and you reunited, electing Mikbar of Gareth's death as first Grand Prince. All right, so.
Oh, and
I'm just
Jay,
reading ahead. Yes, sir.
I just want to mention again to people, seriously, we'll look for one. But if you guys have an Aarakocra pick, even if you draw one, you paint one yourself, send it to us. We'll put it in.
Yep, switch that one out.
Yeah, we'll switch it out because we try to stick to policy. It's sometimes hard to tell with digital art.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one was a pain. Like I said.
Oh, to find a picture of a Birdman. Yeah. That looks right.
I have my version here. I'll just keep it because I like it.
No, yeah, keep it. Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
But we're serious about policy. We also had to move. We had to move quickly near the end. I think finding some of the additional art for this one. We had some great pieces.
It's all good. You don't need to explain yourself. It was an oversight. No big deal.
Yeah. It's my fault. I mean,
it's okay.
I always take responsibility.
It's all good, man.
Yep.
No. So, wow.
I understand why you put it in. Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
I totally, because it's a good one. Yep. I like it.
Can we send a picture of Sam the Eagle from the Muppets?
Honestly, that would work.
Yes. He's a good representative of the Aarakocra race.
That was funny. That was funny. Awesome.
Yeah, very funny.
So, guys, you did a wonderful job on this. So, hey, Eric, good to see you. Of course. This is a fantastic number 5. To say that 5 are out already, and the entire period where 0 is out of another publication saying something.
And I expect Gary Hawley will have another Visions out this year.
And that'll be the Underdark version, if I correct?
Yeah,
the Underdark
yes,
one there.
I believe so.
Did you just go out, Rick? I can say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can say
it's my least favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I will always be a dick. So, when it's deserved. So, links are down there. Please download it. Enjoy it. It's free. It's community. Do you want to get more involved in the discussions? Like, for example, the Gabbin for Sunday night came out of the arguing that was going on the other day because it was driving me insane. So, and I had just jumped in on it. I'm like, oh my God, hold on. Where is the Cannon? There's the Cannon Fire Discord. So you want to join that one. And also we have just for GREYHAWK events and Virtual GREYHAWK and all that information. There you go on that one there. So, what other things you want to highlight or mention of this?
Well, really, like the community nature and joining the discussion. Like I said, several articles in this came out of just random discussions that all of a sudden now it's an article. And also, this is a fanzine for the community. Just, if you have something about Greyhawk you'd like to share with everybody, send it in. I'd love to have, more people contributing and putting up articles.
So I'm going to ask this, if it's not a pain in the butt. Can you? There's number 1. Are you going to do 1 through 4, Sam?
Yeah, I am putting it out now.
There you go. So everyone, if you want to get all 5, they're coming.
Go grab them.
All right, go grab them. They're all free.
In there.
All right, they're all great.
And Norker has the new copy that I fixed
page.
Errors that we found along the way.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
So,
awesome.
Sam will put that in the link afterward. Yeah. Thank you for catching stuff, guys. It's community zine, and we appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, there you go.
Sam, if I can throw
Scroll
one
down from that
in,
link.
We've gotten some great art from people in the past. Joey Dosel. Why am I blanking on his name? Sam, who's the other guy that sent us the really good stuff? Who's on Facebook?
I'm blanking as well.
It's an Italian name. I'm sorry, I'll have to look it up. But I would love to see even more like art coming in from fans. And if you don't think your stuff is pro quality, don't let that stop you from sending it, right? This is a fanzine. It's a great place for amateur work to come in.
Okay.
But also, side note on that one, just as we're at it, if you guys have any issues with your art, you're like, I made a mistake here. I've been using Photoshop for probably 25 years. I can help you clean it up.
I can help too.
We're here to polish stuff and make it look, to put out the best version of your work for free to the community. So that's the one thing I would say it would be great if we had more short article submissions. I think, Sam, is that fitting with what you want going forward? You need some more.
Yeah.
3. What did we say? Like 3,000 or 4,000 words is typical for a magazine article, right? You can go longer. I took longer. I think Sam will take longer if their policy hasn't changed. But also illustrations would be great, guys. If you do pen and ink stuff, if you do digital stuff, as long as it's not, just pop it into Midjourney. If you're making the picture, right, send it in. We'll replace that Eric Hawker as soon as we can find a good bird pic for it.
That might take a while, depending.
It might take a little while.
I was looking for a while, so
maybe I'll draw one. I don't know how great it'll be, right? But if you could sit down and
Sage, if you want to get involved, that would be awesome. I mean, seriously,
I'm not seeing the chat. Is Sage thinking about doing art for us or writing?
Yeah.
She's playing. She's played once in my campaign. She's playing next Thursday in our academy game. So she got a bandit. She has a bandit character.
Oh, cool. I'd love to see new names alongside mine when I contribute articles to Sam here in the future.
Excellent.
I'll shut up now.
No. This is awesome to do. It's just like we want people to contribute. However little you can do, or however much you can do. It's we all. That's why it's a community. We all do it in our own way, right? We have publishers, fandom, fanzines. We have bloggers like Mike. Map makers and campaigns player DMs like Anna. I'm the live streamer. You got people like Troy and Will, and I know I'm missing a ton of people. I hate doing that because I don't want to miss anyone.
Some would say we should publish a comic strip.
Since we have
I see Mike's face.
He did that once. Didn't he do that one time?
1,000 times or something like that. Still does it.
Yeah.
I bet he has a new one.
Do you have a new one, Mike, for the 300?
I was like seeing your. Do
you have a new one for tonight?
Mouse there, and he was kind of.
Yes, I do have one.
Nice.
Let's see it, man.
I saw your mouse hand.
Here comes the new one. Here comes the new one, GREYHAWK.
Okay.
Oh.
Sam requested a Fritz collage for next issue. So yes.
Oh yes. Here we go.
It's an ongoing story. There's no punchline.
Under new music. Oh, that's funny.
Uh-oh.
That's funny. Yeah, so they're on nice.
Oh.
So just scroll through you can always just scroll through beginning, previous, next for the series there.
Yeah, I could draw an Aarakocra, but you would want my Aarakocra.
Oh, I would love to see.
Yes.
Mike Bridges' Aarakocra would be an awesome replacement for that. That would be really good, Mike. I think it would, especially with the colors that you use.
Yep.
Yeah. Can we get you to do that for us? That'd be great. No? They have to send you some more comics?
So, what would you all like to shout out? So, Sam, what do you got going on?
Honestly, just plotting for the next issue.
Okay. That's fair enough.
You should tell what we have in the next issue.
Oh, all sorts of fun stuff. Well, probably the biggest thing is we have another article from Roger. We have okay, once again, I came up with a couple of blurbs and Paul ran with them into a major adventure. And then probably the most horrifying thing imaginable, something about Tensor, this Mage Point stuff by this, what's his name? Rick something, or Rick Miller, yeah. Some big Mage Point art by this Rick Miller guy. I don't know about.
Okay.
He Dewey Carthen, you know anything about that?
No, I know nothing about that. That is my least favorite thing to do.
So yeah, like I say, another article by Roger, another anchor piece from random comments by me in Cannon Fire by Arthur and Rick Miller, and of course some other things. We have something from Amy.
Yep, I met her. I got to see her at Origins too, and she's going to be sending us a little bit more on that.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's been a while, right? Yes. We haven't heard from her.
She made it to Origins. That's great.
Yeah, and we'll probably have a couple of things from Troy in there as well.
Cool.
So yeah,
I might contribute something.
Plans.
Yeah,
I'm going. Yeah,
I think we've got most of that issue full. So
yeah, probably my next step will go to Visions. I want to remind everybody, we've got 2 community zines, so you got twice as many chances for your artwork and your articles to get published.
Absolutely.
Contribute to both, but if Sam, want to remind them, if you do send something to, probably send it to one or the other, or else let us know, so we don't end up working on the same thing.
Yeah, please don't double submit. Otherwise we'll be a bit confused. I have something coming out in Gary's Underdark issue, and something else planned for beyond that.
It's going to be fantastic, and someone put up an email or something they can send art to, or where to. Rick, you want to do that, or Sam?
Yeah, it goes to the Grey Grimoire email.
Please put that in chat.
GreyGrimoire@gmail.com. Sam will pop the link in.
They can drop it to me too if they need to.
Yeah.
But then I can share it with you guys. So I put mine in.
Okay. You have it in the magazine as well, I hope?
Yes, it is. And actually, if you flip to the back cover, if you would, Jay.
Give me 1 second here. I got 1,000 things open because I'm putting all my shout outs up.
Oh,
One second here.
It's on the rear.
Very back art. All right, here we go.
The last thing we did, I wrote to replace the back cover blurb. I wrote this basically just a call for submissions, so we can get some.
There it is. The GreyGrimoire@gmail.com. All right.
Yep.
Very cool.
And it has the basic info on what kind of stuff we're looking for on it.
Let me go here.
Like Sam said, it's what you guys want to do for GREYHAWK. It's not. Don't write it to please, my sensibilities when I was in, or Sam's now that he's in charge. Mm-hmm. Just write something that's good, that's fun, that you like. That's as long as it's GREYHAWK related.
Right. Yeah, like I say, this is not the TNZ House Organ. This is not, make sense. No, this is a GREYHAWK zine.
Yep. Doesn't have to be D&D. Could be Mithras, Sam.
No, Mithras is utterly banned.
So let's get an update here for Rick. Where are we at getting to silver so we can print this out, print on demand?
Last I checked, this morning, we were at 91 of 100.
So we need 9 more people to pay 50 cents to $1 for this on Drive-Thru-RPG.
Come on, guys, you can do it. I'll do it.
9 people.
I don't even play. I don't even like this.
Rick, why don't you put that link in chat, please?
Yeah, let me bring it back up here because I
know it just so everyone knows what they're talking about. This is every magic item that's ever named unique in GREYHAWK for 5th edition.
Damn,
yes.
it's
with the reference. With the reference,
with references where they came from and all that stuff.
Which makes it useful for other editions.
Yeah. You could easily, like I've said, you could easily backdate the stuff and look at it and go, okay, well, I don't use this, but I use this. So,
Pat, I know you don't. I don't either. But still, I mean, it's really,
if you play first, if you play second,
you can back convert.
If you play third, you can easily back convert this stuff because a lot of this stuff did not have stats.
You want to get it just for where the references for that edition. Like here, look, Dragon Magazine 294, Bazaar of the Bazaar, Relics of the Faith, which is a Gary Julian article, right?
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah, so the Adjudicator. And I've used stuff from that article. I used Merlin's hat in an adventure from that article.
Nice.
There's the link, by the way.
So,
Yeah, it has the reference. It has the page number. There's an index at the end. There's a complete artifact list of every artifact ever.
Yep.
Even if you just use it as a reference document for $1.
Look, reference Child's Play, one of the greatest adventures of all time. WG 10.
Nice.
Aloysius, yes. There you go.
In the Yet Hills, the kingdom of Resdane.
I mean, that's how detailed this is. So.
Is Resdane on Anna's map?
Is what on Anna's map?
Resdane, the kingdom that's deep in the Yet Hills?
No, I'm not. I don't think it's on there, but then we should take a note.
No,
yes, Anna, it's canon. It's canon.
It's Child's Play, Anna. Don't do it.
Oh, okay. Well, then, Child's Play. Yeah.
So, all right. So we're getting there. So let's get it so that he can.
Rasfern, I think Rasfern is there. Hang on a second.
Because once we get print on demands, I can order a pack of them and I can give them away. Everyone, I give away hard copies. Just like I do with the Great Grimoire.
Is a place in. Hang on a second.
Just like we do with this, right?
Nice.
So we can give away hard copies of that. But it's probably gonna be like this. So I don't know if I'll be able to mail it.
It's gonna be more like this when you print it. It's 197 pages, everybody.
Yeah, Rasfern is also a
check
town
again for
in
what?
Rel Devon.
Oh, okay.
What is it? Is it above already?
No. Sorry. Go on.
Is it on there?
No, Rasfern is also a town in. I'm not sure it's spelled the same, but in Rel Devon.
All right. Well, that's not the right place.
From the no, it's not the same place, but it's kind of the same name. Yeah.
You just put 10 on.
Nice.
Wow. Thanks.
Nice.
We're getting Brungel. Thank you. I mean that way, Rick has done a lot of hard work, but we want to so the community can
even if you've downloaded it before. Even if you downloaded it before for free, you can go back and pay $1 for it so that you can get access to the silver.
Yep.
I often do that with stuff that people.
Wow, it's a cash that just paid 20.
Nice. Right. Thank you.
Nice.
Very nice. Thank you all. That's very kind of you all.
As for the shout outs, we have something fun coming up soon. I'm working on getting Grey Grimoire 6. I'm working on that. We're thinking like early fall because we have some fun stuff in there that could definitely line up for Halloween. Veil of the Mage is coming up soon too.
Nice.
Norker has a copy. Norker's looking it over.
Yeah.
Updated from the one we did about 2 years ago on the show, correct?
Yep, updated. You can use it. You can use it in 5th, but it's going to be a nice, clean version. So
good.
So you can use it. Yep.
It's mostly setting. I mean, there's mechanics, but
right. Yeah, there's stat blocks for the major NPCs.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is pretty much and the monsters. The rest of it is pretty much additionless.
Setting, update, expansion. You build on the Veil of the Mage module you address a lot of the issues that people have had, some people have had with it, and you just expand it. It's great. I think I'm really impressed by the work.
Yeah, it needed a big cleanup. I remember that.
There's a lot of good material and good ideas in it, squeezed into a small module that
was rushed, it felt like.
Yeah. I think a lot of, they were writing on deadlines. You have to get paid. You have to get it out.
Understood.
Quickly. Yeah.
So, Mike, you got anything else you want to say, Mike?
No, I think we're good to go until
number 300 is winding down. Anna, how about you?
Well, first of all, thank you everyone for sticking with us for 300 episodes. And thank you everyone for being here, watching us, and thank you, Jay, for hosting us. So it's been awesome ride and so on. I'm just gonna do a couple of quick shout outs here. Is that I've posted a thing for my mid-tier patrons, a primer on the cosmology. And this is also ties into an article that I've talked about to Norker here, and I haven't.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's something that I want to develop into an article because I think it will be that my creation story for GREYHAWK.
Yes.
And it so what was this PDF states is how that ties into Hawktail rules. So to speak. So it's a very, very quick primer. I've left big parts out. It's because it's basically a primer to understand how I want to use cosmology to tie into the rules. So I'm going to post a number of articles on Hawktail rules, and I want to start where I started, and it's with cosmology. The rules don't start in mechanics; they start in cosmology, in physics, so to speak, fantasy physics, and they go from there. So that is on the way. I'm also gearing up for a stream on Friday. So I'm going to do a test run or two tomorrow. So just a quickie one, so to speak, because I have a new setup here, so a new monitor and stuff like that. So I need to redo things. So I will tweak around with that tomorrow. So yep. And I'm also planning to have a Discord special Discord stream for my patrons, where as a seminar where we go over geopacks and how you can use QGIS and make your own version of the maps, coming up in a few weeks. I will have to do some test kind of have a seminar on Discord where people can pop in and we can share screens and ask questions and so on and so forth. So it will be an interactive seminar, so to speak, where you can participate and stuff. I will run it on Discord, so in a little while, and go over the how to use QGIS and how to make your own version of using the geopack. That is coming up, and some more heraldry. And thanks to this issue, there's a couple of cool ones in here that I want to make heraldry out of. Yep. So thank you for an awesome magazine. This was a great issue, so I loved it. It was so many awesome articles. So yeah.
When you see Veil of the Mage as well, Anna, you're going to see a nice little thing there.
Yep.
I sent you that one DMs map, and I've already gone through and added them. I've just kind of placed them over top of your map in there.
Yep.
Try to match the text, so you might have to let me know if I have the right font or not, because
then
a little iffy.
Just send me that and I can clean it up using the same fonts and we can put it in there. So yep.
Yep, I'll send it to you through Discord right now.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
I had enough of this adventure. This is the fifth and final. It's the finale tomorrow. Luminescent. There's luminescent stuff all over the place on this. There's our adventurers. We had a character die. He got critical hit with a fire elemental, and it was 9 times his damage of 5 to 30, obliterated. But Gazumba used his last 5 charges off his Rod of Resurrection, a personal use one. Now that's gone to get this character back. So we're finishing up this damn adventure tomorrow. Halls of Lidless Shabbath tomorrow at 7:30. Final one. Whatever the hell's going on here. It's Creation's Edge Games, Expedition Retreat Press. This one was. So enough of this one. So I'm gonna get past it because it's high level. It's been fun, but what a slog. So done on that. Saturday morning, the Bone Baddies are back. Stolen Kills is the name of the adventure. So I got Coco, Tim, Kara, Paul, Korg, and Dessa in a fun adventure on Saturday morning. It's actually Saturday at 12:30. So there could be a TPK. So yeah, he saved some asses there, Tux. Whoops, how'd that happen? I must have hit a wrong button here. All right, so oh shit, what did I do here?
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
All right. You guys are all fighting about this stupid thing with night classes on Cannon Fire the other day. So we're gonna just.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I think I suggested that this should be your.
Well, guess what? We had no topic for Sunday yet, so I'm like, screw it.
Yeah.
So knighthood classes, holy warriors, and cavaliers, all in one. It's going to talk about paladins, cavaliers, elven cavaliers, crusaders, and I have 4 knight classes, subclasses. One of them was not created by me. One was created by Creighton, but it's fantastic, and we'll talk about all those and how they came about, and what the differences are between all of them and for your campaign. So we'll go through the gamut of those. So, all right, that's awesome, Jeff, that you made it over. That's great to see. So that is Sunday night. Next Thursday will be the first of what I call an academy game. Now, normally I may do these Saturday morning, but when I'm short on players and I got two or one of my guys, we're gonna Coco's a veteran, but we're gonna have Star, Rogue Chick, and Sage in, and they've only Rogue Chick and Sage only played one time each in the campaign. So we're gonna have a game. It may move a little slower, but it's so we'll have that on Thursday, the 3rd, as that goes in because I have some guys out, and that goes into why? Because I'm stupid, right? The 24-hour stream of Baldrin's Beacon, starting at 10 a.m. So we'll have special people rolling in. So we got base 5 characters. We're going to have Marquee Gaming come in at 10 a.m., 2 characters, and then at 2:30 we'll have Star come in and Rob Phantom come in from 2:30 to 6 with their 2 characters, and then at 6 p.m. we're going to have Ed Greenwood and Darling come in with their characters. So Ravalantar will be there and come in, and then we'll see what happens later on in the evening, how punch drunk I am by the end of this. So I'm going to try and run this in one session, one sitting, with terrain and Underdark and all. It's a cool adventure. So and last week's adventure, last Saturday, they found in it, they found this in a scroll tube at the end of last Saturday's adventure, right? Which is right in the adventure. They found that. So that's the catch. And that's what's going on. That's enough, isn't it? Yeah, we'll see how I am that day after that 24-hour stream. I'll be like Sam.
No, I'm still here. The heat hasn't taken me out just yet.
That's already booked the day. Oh, that's cool. It's all good. It's all good, Sage.
Jay, I shared a link to you on the meeting room. It's not gaming related, but I won a literary contest recently for a short story. So I sent a link to the magazine for you. People can read it for free online.
Oh, okay.
If they're interested.
Okay.
Like I said, it's not gaming related, but it was just something that
Did you send it directly to me?
I sent it to your. It's in the personal meeting room thing.
It's in the Zoom chat.
It's in the Zoom chat.
I can't look up Zoom. I can't do Zoom chat. It'll crash the stream.
I can post it in chat if you want.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great for me, Anna.
Yeah. Post it in chat.
Here we go.
If I open up Zoom chat, it'll boom.
Yeah, I don't want to mess you up.
There you go. Thank you.
I waited for the end for this because it's not really gaming related, but it is fiction.
It's kind of. Yeah.
There's a little short thing I wrote. You liked it, right, Anna?
I haven't read it
Patrick,
yet.
I don't know if I have it.
You gave me a magazine to read, so I read that. Yep.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of other good stuff in there.
Yeah.
I read yours right away. I liked it.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Patrick, I have one, and I'm using it as my reference. Thank you for because my old one is falling apart, so I'm actually putting notes in it and everything, and making some changes to it off of yours. So I got to look in the pile and see if I have another one, but I will be, of course. We'll have sponsors doing some special things during the 24-hour stream too. Plus, during the first 18 hours, I'll do the 35% off all the 5 subs or more because we can do it personally now. So I'll have that as well. I have a lot of stuff.
By the way,
yes,
Jay, would you like?
Oh my! Are those?
I found those at Origins.
Wow!
Nice.
How much?
$10 a piece.
Wow,
that's them as giveaways.
Oh my
wow!
God. Yeah, of course. We'd love to do them as giveaways. We'll do them. You know what? Save them for Virtual GrindCon. Virtual GrowCon giveaways. We'll do them in October at the end. Yeah, we'll do them for Virtual GrowCon. Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure that they're okay. I gotta open them up, look them over pretty heavily.
Okay.
Make sure there's no ripped pages or anything because they were sealed in the plastic. I haven't even tried to even
open
from
Virtual
the
GrowCon. They'd be great for the end show. That would be fantastic.
Nice, perfect.
So, yeah. So that's what's up. Yes. And we'll see you all. Now the question is, who do I raid into?
Darling.
Darling's on. Darling's.
But she's just chatting.
Who is?
Bella's on, but just chatting.
She's just chatting.
Bella's deadly.
Bones?
Yeah. No, they were away together, and they were. If anyone saw the posts, they were at a zoo today together. So they're not on.
They're a zoo when they're together.
They were zooing it up. So Bella's on, but also Folk and Myth is on, and it's also part of the Summer Siege for Troller Games. So I'm going to go into them tonight.
Cool.
Yeah,
Great.
I know Epic is on as well, Sage, but I'm going to go into because also Folk and Myth is part of our stream team, so I really should go into them.
Yep.
Yeah, for this, yes. So
he used a monster from the zine for an adventure.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Yeah, he used the Fell Slurpers.
Oh, cool. That's good to see. I mean, I love using this stuff from publications. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
See you all tomorrow night at 7:30. Yep. Okay. We'll finish up that adventure and hopefully, I kill everyone but my own NPC. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Last minute shout out. We're at 101.
Thank you, everyone. Awesome.
Awesome.
Now that should get you. Silver should get you the capability.
Yeah, it does take them a while to update it, but we're
there. All right. Well, that's fantastic.
Awesome.
Thank you all for that support. Really appreciate it. I'm trying to find the right button to hit here. All right. See you all. See you all tomorrow night.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Everyone have a good one. It's Raid into Folk and Myth. Dun, 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 dun. I think Sir Tim is playing in that game too. Oh my God, he's got an eye patch on. Oh my God.
I'm sorry if I spoke over you at any point, Jay. I had a little.
Nah, you're all good, man.
It was good.
Yeah, just a little bit. The Zoom worked pretty well.
Yeah, it's fantastic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you tomorrow night. Thank you. See. Awesome.
Oh, there you go. Yep. Yeah, I need to get going because I have a little doggy that screams and he wants to go.